Hey, what is up, everyone, and happy Thursday. Welcome to another edition of the Thursday Night Rundown. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a good week, and we are sliding headfirst into Friday. Thank God. So thank you all for being here. It's got a good show for you tonight. I think we have a lot of interesting things to talk about, a lot of funny things, especially if you are not happy with how Disney is handling stuff. It's going to be a good show. And I want to say hi to a couple of people that I already see in chat. We got Gap After Dark. Hello, my friend. I hope you are doing well. We had Cajun Corey here a little bit earlier. If you might still be here, hope you are doing well, my friend. And as always, Night Ronin, I hope you are doing as well, too. Thank you all for being here, as always, being members of the channel, supporting the channel. But like I said, I have a very special guest with me tonight. He's been on the channel very, very often. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, don't know what you're doing, but Yeti, my friend, how are you doing?
Hey, good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I figured you just did a video on our first topic, so I figured, what the hell? Let's have you on here, and you can help me discuss a lot of this stuff. But
Sure.
yeah, Yeti just did a roast of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So if you haven't seen it, I'd recommend you go watching it. His link's in the description and also in the chat. I just put it here. But yeah, so first topic of the night, we're going to talk about some Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So tell me what your thoughts are. I don't know if you saw my review of it. I'll tell you my quick review of it or thoughts here in just a second. But what do you think of the movie?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Like it was a lot of fun. Definitely by far the best Marvel one in phase 4, but I mean that bar is set so low that
Remember,
it,
we're in phase 5 now. Phase 4 was a complete disaster. So we are officially in phase 5.
we're in phase 5. Okay, did this one kick off phase 5?
No, I think it was Ant-Man is what kicked off phase 5. My understanding.
Okay. Okay, I had no idea
that
phase
shows
4
you
ended.
that shows you how bad that people just don't know what the hell's going on, because what does it matter anymore?
Yeah, I don't know what the point is in any of it. But like for a standalone movie, it was very enjoyable, and I think I like James Gunn the way he does movies more and more because he understands when to let the jokes sit and when to lay into the emotions. Where
He's gotten better at it. Originally, if you watch his earlier movies, not so much, but
okay,
in this one, and even his later ones with like Suicide Squad, I feel like they've definitely progressed and it's gotten better as he's went on. So
yeah, you could definitely like you could really feel the difference because I was getting sick of the Marvel joke thing. Anytime there's a emotional scene, somebody would end up stomping on it with some stupid joke. Like, okay, well, this is undermining the entire scene. But James Gunn, at least in this one, didn't seem to pull that. Like there was jokes and there was emotions, but they were um really well like laid out in the script so it wasn't undermining each other, if that makes sense.
yeah, and there were definitely some jokes that I to me didn't land
Yeah, there always
exactly.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, the same thing with like, was it really necessary for, the FU? No, probably not, like the F bomb in the movie. No, it wasn't really necessary. Didn't have to do that. Remember when she was trying to get into the car? You know that scene. I don't want to ruin it because I know Bobby hasn't seen it. He's going tonight. So, but there's a scene where that they dropped the first F bomb in the MCU. Apparently, was it necessary? No, but it didn't kill the film, right? And there's a couple other
Yeah,
scenes, but
I still
overall,
think that joke landed. Like
I just didn't. I was just saying, didn't really like. Was it necessary to drop an F bomb in the MCU of all
you
time?
probably, yeah, you probably could have not used an F bomb and been fine, you know.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm with you. I thought it was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. I really liked the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. I really liked the characters. This does give me a tad bit of hope of some of the projects that he'll be taking over in DC. I don't know about all of them. I don't know about Superman specifically, but
Yeah.
but overall, I really liked the film, and I missed what this felt like to me, and I don't know if you agree with me on this one or not. I miss like the standalone story movies. Like everything
Yes.
Marvel is so interconnected, and if you missed one thing, you're out of the loop. Whereas this just felt like it was just a very good isolated story, and I freaking miss that. And it was very
Yes.
refreshing.
And that's what they originally were, and then they started tying them together with like after credit things, which worked. Like because you had your own standalone thing, you had Spider-Man, Thor, Iron Man, and kind of the after credit things slowly built up to the end, and then they brought together with like Infinity War, and
Mm-hmm.
that kind of made sense. So you can have a standalone movie without missing a ton of stuff, right? Like it built
Yeah.
up a villain. This like it's a standalone, and I appreciate it. It also felt smaller. Like it's galactic, lots of space, but it's a smaller, grounded story. It's like, oh, we got to save our friend, right?
Yeah, it's not universe impending or
And
So
I appreciated that. It's not like the world wasn't going to end. Like things weren't going to come crashing down if they didn't pull this off, but they were going to lose a friend if they don't pull it off. Very different stakes, and I feel like we're missing that. It's
yep.
like Marvel has been trying to get bigger, bigger, bigger. Like no, sometimes you go smaller to build up because there's that that personal world that you build into, and there's a reason why street level superheroes were like so well liked. Daredevil, Spider-Man, he was kind of the street level thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
always being galactic. Or
And well, sorry, go ahead.
no, I said galactic, that I was trying to rethink a word, a word, because it's still on the ground
Even though it's
level.
universal, it's not
Yeah.
all yeah, it's not impactful to every single creature. And yeah,
Yes.
I get you. Well, what the good thing is about this, it's well, not really the good thing, but this is the first good Marvel movie I feel like they've had in a very long time.
Oh my
And
god.
unfortunately for them, they're losing James Gunn, right? So this is it. Really, like I said, personally, I know some other people are looking forward to Deadpool. There's a couple other projects maybe that they're looking forward into the future. The Wolverine, yeah, Deadpool, and then you have the Daredevil show. Personally, I don't have really a lot of hope for those just because of how things are going. But with this being said, it doesn't look like, even though this is still Guardians of the Galaxy and it's a good movie, it doesn't look like it's doing well financially, and it may not round out well financially. So I saw this article, and I want to get your
And,
thoughts on it.
you
It's
know,
going. Oh, go ahead.
just to like preface this, I can understand why it would have a lower box office or projected return, because the last, I don't know, 5 films, whatever it was in Phase 4, were all crap. They were
Yeah.
just garbage. And if you have that many terrible ones leading to a legit good one, you lose that momentum. Like previous, going into Endgame, there was a lot of good ones, and then there's one or two stinkers, but because they weren't back to back to back, people like went there in droves, and all these stinkers definitely killed it for this movie. And it was, this is
Well,
one of their good ones.
people are just, I think they're just tired of what Marvel's doing. They're just tired of everything. It's
Well,
the
they're tired of crap.
look exactly. Well, and that's what they've all been doing. It's just She-Hulk nonsense. It's all these bad movies. Ant-Man was a disaster. Didn't you just watch Ant-Man? It was
Oh,
pretty garbage.
yeah, because I was trying to find out like
Everything, Justin. Everything.
um
What's up, Flaccid?
I was trying to find out like about Kang, because keep hearing about this news, and like, oh yeah, he was supposed to be the big bad, but it kind of looks like he's gonna be replaced. So it's like I wanted to find out what he was doing in the movie. And one, he's a letdown of a villain in that movie. That Ant-Man movie was just a letdown from start to finish. It was just it was phase 4 Marvel all over. It was awful. Like if they use the guy from Guardians, they got a way better villain. You know, I don't know what you could work in, but that guy was so much more. Uh, I don't want to say likable, but convincing as a villain. You know?
Yeah, no, I agree. And Griffcast here, I haven't seen the movie, right? So I have no idea. But Kang is supposed to be, and you can help fill me in here on this, was supposed to be the big baddie going forward. I heard about all that. Like they were
Yeah.
building him up to be this Thanos-like guy. And we're gonna get into the Jonathan Majors stuff now. I have to admit, the bad guy from Guardians Galaxy 3, what was his name again?
The high evolutionary.
The High Evolutionary. The actor who played him did a
Oh,
phenomenal job. Like
really good.
that's who
Really
they
good.
should have had as Kang. If they could have, and I know they can't now, but if they
Well,
could have
they
had
they
him,
can with Kang because okay, somebody could correct me, but from what I understand, because he's very like multi-dimensional, multi-timeline, so there's like many different versions of him. So and he doesn't always look the same, so you can kind of pull him in that way. Um
that's a stretch, man. I wouldn't buy that. There's no way. Like I feel like it's a one and like they can't recast him into that guy. There's no way. Like I just don't see how they can pull that off. It would be so confusing to everybody if that actor portrayed him as Kang now. I mean, I don't know. They're gonna have to recast him for sure, but there's no
yeah.
way it's gonna be that.
You'd basically be retconning volume 3 that that was really Kang in there the entire time in order to bring that actor to play Kang like now. And you know that doesn't work very well. But there's a route be just from what the little I know about Kang, there's a route you could take. But again, I don't know that character enough.
Yeah. And I was saying Guardians of the Galaxy was pretty bland. I'm not disagreeing with you. It was a better movie. It was a good movie, but it wasn't nowhere near the top Marvel movies back in the day. The movies that made Marvel what they are today, that wasn't even close. The fact
I
that
still
these
liked it
movies,
better than 2, the
yeah,
Guardians 2.
I did too. But and I agree with you. I think it's Guardians 1, Guardians 3, and Guardians 2.
Yeah.
But I feel like right now, because we're in this phase where we get a ton of trash, so anything that's relatively somewhat decent is like basically a steak dinner. It's like, nah, it's still
Yeah.
it's still trash. It's just better. Like I gave it like a 6 on a like 6.5, and that's being, like
See,
nice about it. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, I totally understand what you're saying. But I don't know. I think it was fairly good because think about how ridiculous the characters are, and he's making you like buy into the world and like care about the CGI raccoon. And when
Oh,
you're
I
there,
agree.
you're like rooting for that, and then you stop and think, "Oh my god, that's a talking raccoon. Like why?" But like it makes it believable, and that's a testament to being able to write the script. So on that alone, I think at least a 7. You know?
I mean, 6.5 and a 7, if you want to, that's semantically pick a needle, or cutting hairs there.
Yeah.
But I mean, the reason why is there's still some, and I don't want to get into a full on blown review because I don't want to spoil for any, but there's still some inconsistencies from things from they've done in the past with like Groot. There's still some like the whole Zootopia planet thing was kind of weird. Like there was I give them credit where credit's due, but there was still some questionable things. They could have cut out a little unnecessary things. Like realistically, I know why they put Gamora in the movie. Did she really need to be in the movie? No, they
I
did
think
that
that
to
was
tie the end. That that.
Yeah. And okay, so there was one scene when they're in that elevator, and like
Yeah.
I swear that was James Gunn just taking the piss out of Marvel for like forcing Gamora back on him. Like,
Yeah.
because he had the whole thing worked out, and then they're like, oh yeah, no, she's back. And so it's just like passive aggressive writing in that scene. So he's like, you could see it dripping off off the words, just the way like, and then she's here now, but I guess it doesn't work when you get thrown off a cliff, like that type of thing.
Yeah,
It's
I did hear that and see that in the like passive aggressiveness in those comments. Yeah, and her face looked weird too. Like the makeup looked off. It looked very Frankensteinish
I
for
think that was the
Gamora's.
I think that was the point though, because she's not from the same timeline, so she didn't get
Sure, I'll
like
say
that
that.
the same joy, and yeah, so she didn't have the same interactions and come out of the nihilism.
So getting back to this though, they're anticipating right now that it's going to be a 55% drop off for this
Oh,
next weekend. That is extremely terrible. Like that's not good at all. And there's an
what's the
article.
normal? What's the normal?
I don't know what the normal is, Yeti, but I will get into an article that explains what they need to here. Let me pull that up. So 55% drop off is bad. A lot of these movies, I did a video earlier, which I'm going to pull up the article here shortly about what they need to basically be like the only two movies that were profitable combined of last year and now that really helped. The only way that they were profitable revenue wise when it comes to the box office was Avatar and Spider-Man No Way Home, and they had to share those profits. That was it. If it wasn't for those two, they would not have been able to have been profitable at the box office. So that tells you something that these movies need to make an insane amount of money for them to even not breaking even is not what they need. They need to go above and beyond. So I want to pull up real quick this here. And this is going into the budget of this movie. And then we can do the math basically of that they need to make. So it says here that's in part because they're expensive to make and market. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 cost $250 million to produce and roughly $100 million to promote.
I call
So
bullshit
that's,
on the 1 million. It's usually the same as the production cost.
well, even if it is, yeah, it is normally double what they are around the same. But even if that say is the true
Yeah.
number, $350 million to make, that's a lot of damn money. And if you think about it, the average when it comes to the theater's take from a movie is about 50%. So, they're saying right now, like, oh, they've already made 300 million. So they're broke even. No, not even close, because the theaters take about 50% of that. So they have to make what we're talking like $800 million roughly to break even. If I just did rough math fairly, let me see.
Yeah, it's probably around there. Probably that 600, 800 million. Like that's what I'm guessing without doing math.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a lot of freaking money on a movie that is already, I got a 50% drop off. That's insane. But a couple people that just jumped in the chat. That Casey girl, what's up? Hope your Twitter space did well. If you are on Twitter, go check out that Casey girl. She's got a great Twitter and YouTube channel, so I recommend that. We also have Scott Davis, my friend. Hope you're doing well. David, hope you're doing well. Got the whole crew here tonight. And Night Ronan says, I'd rather drink a Bud Light than watch a Disney Marvel movie. They are both. Never mind, they're both embarrassing. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Yeah, David, they are anticipating the drop-off this weekend is going to be around 55%, give or take. So it might be more, it might be a little less, but that's what they're averaging right now. And like I said, that is not good. Looking at these numbers and what they need to make, I mean, even with word of mouth, I just don't see people running out to the theaters. And look, I'm going to say, yeah, a lot of it is superhero fatigue maybe, or Marvel just sucks. But also, too, we have to throw in like the standing of the world. Like economy is a big factor. Everything is so much more expensive right now. It's people that don't have that extra income aren't going to go and see a mediocre trash movie that they can stay at home and, ride the seven seas to watch.
So I'm trying to find what the average is. I'm seeing several different numbers. Everything from like 40 to 50% being normal drop off.
Yeah, it says
So
40. What I looked up said 40 to 50. Oh, the normal drop off. I don't know what normal drop off is. It just,
yeah,
I think it depends on the movie. Depends on, like, look at Super Mario. Super Mario was, I mean, very, very minimal drop off, and they've made massive amounts of money.
Yeah,
Justin
that's when
says,
you know you've got a hit on your hands.
yeah, and the same thing with Spider-Man, right? That's why, like, Spider-Man, they said Spider-Man No Way Home made massive amounts of money. I mean, people were going to see the movie 2 or 3 times,
Yeah.
and these movies cost so much money, so much more money than they used to ever, that you have to literally, the average person has to see the movie 2 or 3 times, all of them, for them to be making their money back anymore.
Oh, I will say this about the movie too. The special effects in it were so much better than the previous Marvel movies. Like you remember how Phase 4 the CGI was just starting to look worse and worse and worse. This one actually looked like it was back to form on the CGI side of things. I don't know if you thought that.
Yeah, the CGI wasn't overwhelming, at least in this movie. Like, sometimes when I watch the CGI stuff in some of these movies, it's kind of like I can't even concentrate because there's so much shit going on, and it was just like a big mush of stuff. Whereas this, it looked good. It looked pretty decent. That hallway scene fight was really like crisp and slow, and
Yeah.
like it was very well done. And I have to give him credit. The practical effects in this were phenomenal. I did a live review of this on my members only stream, and I showed like Quill being carried was an actual, like, that was practical effects. That was like a life-size body of his.
Yeah.
That was
It,
all,
and it
that
made
was insane.
it made a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't just talking about how the visual effects kind of mashed together on screen. That was one of my biggest issues in Volume 2. But I just meant like the quality of the CGI. I didn't look like a joke. Like, do you remember? Okay, some of them. I remember Black Panther, and it looked so bad. The way that it was the CGI that was done, it was just you could see it standing out, and it just they needed an extra like 3 months to work on it so it didn't look terrible.
Well, they're rushed. Yeah, they rush to get everything done. They're under
Yeah.
these insane and timelines, and that's what happens when you don't want to pay people and you want really. I mean, you're gonna get what you pay for. Look at She-Hulk. The CGI from that, right? Like,
Oh yeah, exactly.
they don't want to
So
pay the money. They don't want to put the effort in.
so this one actually looked like good CGI, along with practical effect. It wasn't the garbage tier of She-Hulk.
And,
That
and Justin brings up a really good point I want to talk about. It says, why do you guys think people watch these IPs like Star Wars, even when everyone knows every project is going to suck? And then he continues on and say, why can't they stop watching? Are they just addicted? I'm kind of to that point with you now where, like, I'm not going to hate watch anything anymore. I actually, like I said, I really like the Guardians of the Galaxy. I always have. So I wanted to see how they finish this. And
Mhm.
I like James Gunn for the most part as a director, so I had hope that this was going to be good. And I went to this left satisfied. I wasn't disappointed. It wasn't
Yeah.
no woke nonsense or anything. But I agree with you. Like, Star Wars, there's no reason to watch anything Star Wars anymore.
Oh
None,
God, no.
because and we're going to talk about some couple things Star Wars here shortly, because I have some other topics tonight that includes that.
I think to answer some of that question, I think we see in the numbers right now, people are not returning to watch. Like, they go, but like this is the what it's earning right now is kind of abysmal, and we've been seeing that time after time in Phase 4. Like, I think the Ant-Man movie was just a absolute abysmal failure for them, and so people are going less and less. It's like they're not crossing that billion mark.
Yeah. Well,
But
and oh, sorry.
oh no,
Good.
but there's still people that go. It's just it takes a little while. It takes a couple, like 3 bad films before you really see that um giant drop off where people like will no longer give it a chance.
Yeah, and again, everyone's different, right? Like, I mean, I know some people are just curious. I heard, like, you're talking about Fallen Order, the new game. Apparently, it's had like a bunch, and that's what This is a little off topic, but video games. That's why I never run out and buy a video game at first anymore. Back in the day, I used to, but today they
Yeah.
just slam shit out there, and
Oh
you're
my god.
buying a buggy trash game. So I don't do that. If I'm gonna get a game, I let it, patch updates and all that stuff before,
You
because
got to wait 6 months to a year.
Yeah,
and then you get the actual game.
yeah, and two, you're spending, what, $80 for a game or more anymore? I'm
Yeah,
not spending $80 on something that's unplayable. That's
right?
absurd to me.
No,
Now
they got
Griffcast. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say Griffcast is, I like Marvel movies, so I watch them because I've always wanted to see them. And I do agree with you. Like, I love, like, some of my favorite characters, like Spider-Man, right? I love freaking Spider-Man. That's a character where I'm like, the next movie that comes out, will I go see that? Possibly. And it depends on the the trailer, what the story is, right? If I see where it's going, like I see where it's going with Star Wars now, like there's no letting up. They're double downing on all this stupid
yeah,
nonsense. Like, I'm not wasting my time.
no.
I don't want to watch it and just to be like, I'm like, I know some of you, there's some new people here. Some of you that have been around know, like, my Last Jedi experience when I saw that, and I was like, I literally was like in the theaters, like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not going through that again. Like,
Oh,
same thing with Ghostbusters. I love Ghostbusters, my favorite IP of all time. If I see a trailer of the upcoming coming out and I
I'm
see it
so
starting to
worried
get,
about that.
I am too. And if
Oh
I
my
see it's going to
god.
get stupid and nonsensical, and I have that vibe, and then after
God.
word of mouth, like, I'm just not going. I'm
Okay,
not going to waste my time.
I'm calling it. I'm calling it right now. The trailer is either going to open with Patton Oswalt doing some shit joke, or it's going to be right in the mid roll. So you're going to have this build up, and then it's going to cut right to him doing his bad joke, and record scratch moment. Then it's going to continue, and if you see those two things, the movie's going to be terrible.
Yeah, Flaccid, you are highly. I can't even.
Oh, how
I
how do
can't.
we boot someone?
Hang on, hang on.
You are one dumb son of a bitch.
No, all opinions are respected here. You can shit on Ghostbusters all you want, and I agree with you. Ghostbusters was that 2016. That was garbage. That doesn't even exist to me.
Oh, it's so that thing is just awful.
But yeah, so I understand. Like someone says here, Indie Phantom says definitely about Star Wars. No reason to watch. I kind of hate watch Obi-Wan for a laugh, which afternoon with a buddy, but couldn't even finish Boba Fett or Mando. I agree. My reviews of Obi-Wan were hilarious. Like, I loved watching that fail. Like, that was fun to me because I already knew what they were going to do, and watching him run away from Vader, like, I still, every time I think about that, I cry laughing. Like, that was the funniest shit. And those videos, I'm not gonna lie, doing those reviews did help my channel. Like, those reviews blew up. I got so much hate from it. It was glorious. But like the Mando stuff, I tried watching season 3, like, with not going and hating it. Like, all right, maybe this is gonna be good. After the first episode, I was like, nah, I'm done. I'm checked out. I'm not doing a review. I gave it 2 or 3 more episodes just to watch, not review. And I was like, yeah, I am done. Soul Assassin, I might do that because I would like to go back and do a review on it. Just that'd be something to do. That'd be interesting. But hey, no problem,
Oh,
Corey. Hope you're doing well, man. Have a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. But
I'm so glad Indie Phantom thought the same. I thought I was the only person that was crazy. I couldn't stand Homecoming. I
oh
absolutely
yeah,
detested that movie. I didn't finish it. It's just like this thing is trash, and it's basically made me not go check out the other ones. Like I haven't seen that new one. Um, just because I've got this memory of Homecoming, and it was so awful.
I didn't watch. So I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't watched any Tom Holland standalone Spider movie besides No Way Home. I could give two shit. Like, the only reason why I went to see that movie was to see the OG Spider-Man show up, and the old school Green Goblin by Will Dafoe. Like, I went to see the villains,
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx and the OG Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire. I could care less about Tom Holland Spider-Man. Now, I will admit, after that movie, I kind of did have a little bit more of an appreciation of his character, just the way, because I see, like, it's kind of growing. I don't like what they're doing with it, but
Okay.
I appreciated like how that ended, and I was like, all right, well, maybe now you'll actually see like some form of what Spider-Man is, not
Maybe I gotta
Spider,
check it out.
not Spider Boy, you know, Iron Spider or whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, and as Soul Sass, yeah, Toby is the true Spider-Man. Justin says, yeah, Tom Holland Spider-Man is not good. It's not. It's
No.
just that whole universe is terrible. When I saw the ending with Rhino, I was like, oh my god, dude! Like I was like, holy hell, this is bad. Yeah. Grave reviews, Alan. What's up, my friend? Hope you're doing well. I gotta DM you here shortly. I'm gonna be doing a new series. I'm gonna have you on for it. So stay tuned for that. If you know, but yeah, so this is I just want to talk about Guardians real quick. Just because, like I said, it's crazy that how well Guardians did in the past 1 and 2, and that this might not make its money back. That's insane to me because I think it's actually a good movie, but I just think
it's better than the second. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're fine. I just based on the crap that we've gotten, this is probably the best Marvel movie in a long time, and the fact that nobody even wants to see it, that's very telling to me.
I bet you when it comes to the Marvels, is gonna make half of what this does.
Oh like yeah, that movie is going to be one of the biggest bombs that they've come out with. Like it's going to be absolutely insane.
That trailer was utter trash, and like I think I roasted the shit out of it. It was it was. Oh my god,
Flaccid is a professional troll. I think you guys live under a bridge over there. Paul Giamatti's Rhino is the goat. You guys are like. You guys are nuts. Yeah, it was a good movie. It wasn't the greatest movie. It was good though. Like it fit in. I think, like I said, it's the original. The first one was, you know, the best one in my opinion because it's the first one. That iconic opening scene was awesome. Then 3 and then 2 would be out of the trilogy would be the last one. But
I don't know about you though. This didn't fully feel like the completion of a trilogy, you know.
I mean,
a standalone movie, which I really like, but it's not like, oh yeah, that's the completion. You know, because it didn't. I didn't feel like there's a giant thread between 1, 2, and 3.
Well, I mean, just more of the story arc for the characters. It wrapped it up. So
yeah. I guess in that way,
because everyone's kind of, well, I don't want to do spoilers because Bobby, you know, I know hasn't seen it, but if you've watched the movie, you know where everybody goes and everyone has their own path. They're not, you know, so I feel like
you're talking me out of my original premise.
I'm not trying to sell you, Yeti. I'm not trying to sell you.
No, but that was an emotional payoff. Like at the end, I did feel good about that. I was just trying to think about how the other, you know, when you say trilogy, it's usually, you know, there's kind of the big bad, but that wasn't the purpose of this. It was the characters.
It was, and just
in
that sense, stories.
It was well wrapped up.
Yeah, and as Jetpack Laser Penis says, that's a fantastic name, by the way. Needed more Kevin Bacon. 100%. Yeah, I agree. The Christmas special for sure had plenty of it. So hopefully everybody goes to heaven. You know, you never know. You never know. But yeah, so I wanted to pull this up too because I know I've been covering the Jonathan Majors stuff, and you know they're speculating as to who's going to recast him. Who knows? I don't know. But I thought what was funny, I don't have the article pulled up, but this isn't good news because if you haven't seen that, Jonathan Majors is basically pulling the race card as to why he's getting charged. I could probably pull that up.
You know he's in big trouble now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm just saying the race card today for crimes, like, come on, that's really, I mean,
he's losing.
Yeah, like
he's got to reach into the deck for that one.
You got to really be reaching in to get that to be the reason, because you know right now, come on, you're basic. I mean, look what's going on in New York. The Marine that's going to get charged for, you know, just doing normal things that any human being would do, defending themselves, and he's going to get charged. So, Yeah, I think it's interesting that that's the route they're going to go, which leads me to believe this is going to be bad news. But yeah, so moving forward, everyone's favorite next topic, The Little Mermaid. Aren't you excited for that movie? I know I am.
Oh my god, this thing is just, it looks like a bigger dumpster fire every single time I see something from it.
Well, it's funny because we're talking about, like I said, I did a video earlier about Disney Plus is burning, right? Everything's going on. Hulu and Disney Plus, if you haven't heard, they're merging. They lost 4 million subscribers, and they go into a little bit of the reasons why, like, content isn't there. But then they put out something like this, right? And
No,
it's
isn't
like,
this one not going on? Oh my god, you went to the picture too fast.
oh no, I didn't. And no, this isn't going yet to Disney Plus, but it's going to. It's going to be.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
it's going to be that's the dump where they drop all their shit off. But yeah, this is an original, like an official picture that they're using to promote this. And
Maybe it's Maybelline, maybe it's royal inbreeding.
I mean, the screeching and the crying from this was just absolutely hilarious.
Okay,
That Go ahead.
zoom in on the eye.
Oh yeah, there it's
Because
it's
I
there.
don't, what the hell is going on with that eye? Like, that is not a circle.
Yeah, someone has it in the thread here, so you could see all the people. Disney stands are crying because obviously people are using this as a meme. Why is this woman, or what? This is why women are selective about which selfie they post. So here's the eye.
Yeah.
What's up with the left eye in the
What is
second
going
photo?
on there?
This is what they're talking about with bad CGI. Like,
They had to CGI her eyes?
I
Like,
get, unless she's just some type of mutant that I'm not aware of. And I'm not trying to pick on this gal.
no, but there's something going on. Like, she's got a shell eye.
Flaccid says the best comment of the night, Matt. How many people that looked like this Little Mermaid passed swim call? There was a word. They were called iron ducks, okay? Iron ducks. Not the best swimmers. Just going to say that, okay? It's a known fact. They're iron ducks for a reason. But if you don't understand the reference, well, think about an iron duck and what an iron duck does. But this Fat Stevens did this. I thought it was pretty funny. It's just I don't understand, why would you? And these are official pictures.
This is the promotion. This is their promotion. She is the moment. Like, what moment is this? Like, you're spurging out. you had too complicated of a thought. You're trying to do calculus in your head.
Yeah, I just it's just kind of like pre-tip, post tip, just the tip, like that's the face. Like, I don't understand. Like you said, yeah, this is a professional. Like, they release these photos to be
if
used,
she's making that face, you are doing something wrong.
Yeah, you're doing something wrong, right?
She is not happy if that's the face that you see and associate it with.
I just do not think this movie is going to be making any type of money. I can't wait to find out what the box office is going to be. I can't wait to see what the numbers are going to be. Like, this is going to be an epic fail. What do you think does worse? Do you think this is worse, or is the Marvels going to
Marvels is going to be worse. One, Disney is pushing this film hard. There's so much promotion behind it. From that alone, the amount of people that are going to know about it is significantly higher. And so just because of that, it'll easily surpass the Marvels.
I did hear that the Marvels and everything were a lot of reshoots and stuff. So cost wise, who knows, right? With what that's going to be, we'll find out shortly. But yeah, this is just laughter after laughter. It's like they always shoot themselves in the foot. Like, this company doesn't know how to not embarrass itself at this point, because they just didn't have to release that photograph. Like, whoever released that, it's got to be fired. Like that's
I know, right? Like
I'm using that for every single thumbnail moving forward.
that is the go-to. It
Yeah.
is forever a meme. Like
Yeah, that's going to be, you think of Little Mermaid, everyone's going to think of that weird face now forever.
and it's so unnecessary. Like they could have just used the picture on the left, but it's like they took a bad screenshot and put it up.
Yeah, I mean, look, at this point, y'all are doing this on purpose to get a ride out of people. There's no way that you all thought this was a good idea. I mean, I cleaned up that sentence a little bit, but I mean, just the comments, she didn't deserve this. E.T.
I feel bad for her, like the actress. It's not a good moment to have plastered out there.
Oh my God.
What is AOC doing there?
Oh yeah, she's a nut job too. But yeah, I thought this was funny. What else did they have? They had a couple more in here. Oh, the redhead, yeah. I mean, obviously the race swap thing's annoying. God, this is terrible. But oh my God, that's terrible too. Oh no, they did it. You know what I mean? That's from The Last of Us 2 with Abby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I just thought that was funny. Not really diving too much into this, but this movie's going to be an absolute dumpster fire bomb. And this is going to make any money at all. There's no way. I think the first weekend everyone will go, to see it just because. Not everybody. Look at that.
Oh my God. This, like, I don't think this is going to do well. Especially because of the animal designs. It's going way too far into the uncanny valley. Like they haven't exaggerated any of the features. Like that's why they always did an animation, because if you make it look too close, people get weirded out. And this is like they're trying to be hyper realistic with moving mouths. It's like
the SpongeBob movie, Like remember when SpongeBob went live action a little bit? Like that's what it looks like. But that actually looked more normal than this for some reason.
Because if you exaggerate the features, your brain doesn't freak out. Yeah. And this, they're not really exaggerating any of those features.
Yeah, I don't know. This just looks absolutely terrible. And that just, I don't know. But moving on from this Disney dumpster fire to another one. And it says, this is what I was talking about where Disney's in trouble, because we know what's going on with obviously them losing Disney Plus. This is 4 million subs. This is kind of what we were talking about. It says, Bob Iger says, we realize that we made a lot of content that is not necessarily driving subscriber growth. Yeah, no kidding. No, Willow. What else was a dump?
Everything.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Like honestly, okay. Here's better. Name one show that was good that was released on Disney Plus.
I mean, not that I thought was good because I didn't watch it, but I did hear people really enjoyed the Loki show. I don't know.
I didn't watch that.
I didn't watch it either, so I can't speak on it, but I've heard people did enjoy Loki. Everything else has been mid, if not bad. Moon Knight wasn't that good. It was kind of a waste of time.
I didn't watch that either.
Boring. I did that. It was like it was hours of my life I can't get back. But yeah, so
there was the Halloween one, and that's the one that comes to mind.
The Halloween one.
It was kind of a black and white, and I think it is related to some, because it said Marvel, but so I guess it's related
Werewolf
to
by Night. Werewolf by Night.
That one was actually good. And that's like I can't really think of anything beyond that. Maybe Mando season 1, but now that gets worse and worse the more you think about it. So yeah, there's nothing. They're pushing out trash content with a political agenda, and it's people don't want to see that.
Yeah. Well, it says, yeah. So as we look to reduce, before I get into that, it says, as we grow the business in terms of global footprint, we realize that we made a lot of content that is not necessarily driving sub growth, and we're getting much more surgical about what it is we make. So as we look to reduce content spending, we're looking to reduce it in a way that should not have an impact at all on subs. That's a lie. We believe there is an opportunity for us to focus more on real subscriber drivers.
Yeah, remove politics. Done. There, I solved your problems. Remove politics and hire the writers that like care about properties, and or even if they don't know about it, they want to go and learn. Wrath of Khan, it's famously done by someone who didn't know anything about Star Trek, but then like dove into it and like put all the respect behind it and became a huge fan and made one of the best movies ever. Like, you have to get writers that care and aren't trying to push bullshit into a movie or show.
Yeah, Yeti Vader Fanatic agrees with you 100%, but as Justin wanted to remind him, we don't agree with you at all around here, and you're always wrong. So that, and as a reminder, Yeti is a big fan of feet. So just keep
no, not at all.
So Iger,
and I'm still always right.
Yeah, you are. You are always right.
Absolutely. Hey, I did call it. I did call it on the stocks. Like, I want to point that out. That's a callback from last time you said I was wrong. I was 100% on the stocks. They bounce back, and you have to wait for the quarterly earnings. I'm going to go off.
Are you talking about the Bud Light stuff?
Yeah, the Anheuser-Busch stock.
We know why stocks didn't go down. It's being pumped full of money from ESG scores and stuff.
Yeah, so there's exactly the reasons I was saying in chat of why you can't just go off a couple point decline, because it's got to be over the long term in order to actually see the results.
Yeah, the sales though are still continuously going on.
Oh yeah, so the stock is going to drop once that quarterly.
And Justin said you nailed the Project Veritas situation.
Yeah, because I wasn't nihilistic enough. And yeah. I already admitted I was wrong on that one.
You did own that
one thing.
You did own that one for sure.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I had some hope of humanity in my heart. I'm like, this can't be as bad as it is. Didn't want to go full nihilistic.
Yep. And Hank here says it also helps when you hire writers that are qualified. Too many diversity hires with no resume on large projects. 100% agree, Hank. And we're going to be talking about a Star Wars project coming up very soon that is basically about that, and proves that everything that the old Iger is saying is just him talking out of the side of his mouth to try to keep investors happy. Because at the end of the day, he's a salesman. He's a wannabe politician, and he's a salesman. He's telling investors on these investor calls what they want to hear, so it makes them feel all warm and cozy, and please don't pull more money out of the company. Yeah, other than that, that's all he's trying to do.
Well, it's essentially trying to manipulate the stock price. Mm-hmm. And it just exactly what you said, just so they don't pull money out and ignore what their eyes are saying, like seeing. They go, oh, okay, there's a plan, and so that we will expect a greater return, so we'll make sure we'll hold on to our stocks instead of selling it off, and that stock price comes crashing.
So Iger kind of goes into a little bit more about where they're talking about marketing costs and how impactful and how it negatively impacts their spending, obviously, because they market so heavily. And it says here, one thing we also know is that our films, those that are released theatrically, big tentpole movies in particular, are great subscribe drivers. But we are spreading our marketing costs so thin that we're not allocating enough money to even market them when they come onto the service. Hate to break it to you, friend, but movies like we just talked about, like The Little Mermaid, aren't having people subscribing to Disney Plus to go see it. This is not going to happen. I mean, this guy's out of his mind.
Yeah, the Peter Pan and Wendy, I think that opened directly on Disney Plus.
That was a Disney Plus one.
Oh my God, that thing was atrocious.
I thankfully did not watch it, but I did see the tomato score. I think Justin
13%.
Yeah, Justin tweeted about it earlier. What was it called? Is it Peter Pan or just Pan?
Peter Pan, Peter and Wendy? Peter Pan and Wendy?
Peter's penis and Wendy? Okay. So, yeah, here you go. Yeah, 13%. 5,000 plus ratings. Look
Oh,
at this movie completely lacks all magic. Disney plays central focus on Wendy and Tiger Lily. Of course they did, because whammon. Sorry,
it
ladies.
was painfully done. Like,
Um, Turning Peter into a completely unlovable side character with zero depth. Is that not the MO for
yeah.
them? Like, oh, the male character has to take the side and turn into a nuisance.
Oh,
Sure.
he was painfully unlikable, and I don't know if it was just the script itself, but the actor was terrible. So like, I think the actor was bad, and then you put on a bad script on top of it, it's just horribly unlikable.
I, Justin, it would have been hilarious if they just called it Pan. Just Pan. That would have been fantastic.
Actually, I think there was one that was called Pan.
I think there was. Now
Yeah.
that you say that. Now, see, there are some here like Paul. Like, this is what they say. This is why they say that it's negatively review bombed. Where Paul, like, I haven't seen the movie, never will see it, but again, I don't have to see it to know the thing is garbage. I saw clips, and there was that one clip of Wendy when she was like, I didn't get any powers from some boy or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God, here we go.
This magic's for whammon.
Yeah.
I think that was the line too. I think that's the actual line.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise. Waste of the time of a movie. So yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised this movie did completely shit. But getting back to this here, it proves the point that they just keep making garbage content, and they're spending massive amounts of money on garbage content that is not that nobody wants. The people that say that they want this stuff, the lunatics on Twitter, they don't spend money on things. They don't
No.
buy these things. They don't go to the movie theater to actually watch this shit. They just virtue signal and want to sound cool on Twitter. That's it.
Yeah. But they will never actually spend $1 to see it.
Yep.
Or like they'll claim to see it, but not actually watch it.
Did you see the leaks from Indiana Jones
I don't.
that was circulating Twitter?
Okay, so I don't think I saw those leaks, but from what I understood, it was previously released stuff. So I don't know if I saw it before.
I mean,
But
this was
maybe
just circulating like a while ago where it was like an early screening of it, I guess, and they put it on Twitter. I shared it. It got taken down and like, and it says that it was copy claimed or whatever. So, Disney had it removed. Oh my God. Just as bad as we thought. You got, what's this stupid woman's name? Phoebe Waller, whatever. The granddaughter telling him basically he's an idiot, that he needs, telling him he's an old washed up man. Like, it's so cringe. It is absolutely cringe from the scenes that I saw.
was it the full movie? Is that what you're saying?
It was clips of the movie.
Just clips.
It was like a good 2-minute clip from the movie.
Okay.
The chase scene that they showed in the trailer.
Yeah.
And he's going back and forth with, Bobby always corrects me. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, because I'm horrible with names, going back and forth with her, and she's belittling him and talking down to him. And it's like, oh my God.
Isn't that exactly what we said was going to happen? You're like, no, they never do that.
No. But this is supposed to be the most expensive Lucasfilm movie ever made, they're saying, I think, of all time. And
isn't that because of all the reshoots and rewrites and
regardless, and all the CGI? Because again, they're doing, I mean, if this isn't a spoiler, if you know anything about the movie or seen the trailer, they're doing time travel. So we're going to see a lot of young Indiana Jones and all this CGI stuff. And apparently they have like 4 or 5 studios working on it. So this is going to be a massively expensive movie. And I just don't think they're going to be making their money back.
The de-aging, though, in the trailer did look very good. Like, the de-aging of Harrison Ford was done, like, extremely well. So if they got 4 studios, like, it showed there. Everything else in the trailer was like hot garbage.
Yeah. And
but
Justin's
the de-aging work.
Like, he says, we all know exactly how bad the movie will be, and a ton of people will watch it. And, I get some people, like, they love Indiana Jones, and they haven't had their Star Wars moment, I guess, yet with this. This will be the Star Wars moment, but again, they're not making any more Indiana Jones, so I guess at this point it doesn't matter. You might as well completely burn the bridge because
I don't know if this is going to do that well, honestly.
that's what I'm
If we're
saying. It's
just
going to do.
talking the people in our sphere that watch and review movies, yeah, they're all going to, because it's the only way you put out content. But if you're referring to the average person, I don't know if they care.
I don't know, man. See, I mean, Indiana Jones is a big name. I think, remember, a lot of normies will go just to go. Like, just
But after the
something
Crystal Skull, like,
that was so long ago, you know?
yeah,
I mean,
and Harrison Ford is like 99.
yeah. And like Casey says, you could tell from the trailer. Yeah, he's there for a check. He was there for a check. And then she goes, if I'm not mistaken, they had to CGI his face even for the regular scenes. Yeah, he looks rough, like just rough normally, let alone doing anything. So they did want to clean him up because he looks really old. Like,
But you could make that work sometime. Oh shit, what's his name? Oh, give me a sec. Okay, I'll look this up.
Hank says they would have had a better chance if the last one was good. I agree. I mean, personally, this should have been a trilogy. The last one was atrocious, right? But this would have better momentum if the last movie was good. What left you off at not really like a cliffhanger, but kind of open to another one. I mean, even that one ended kind of like, okay, this is the ending. But here we are again because Disney's out of ideas, or Kathleen Kennedy really hates Steven Spielberg and George Lucas and wants to destroy everything they've ever touched. So this is her payback. That's what I honestly think it is at this point. So
Clint Eastwood, like, he's kind of made that old angry face work.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I don't expect seeing Clint Eastwood jumping from bridge to, like train car to train car.
And he shouldn't be. Like, Indy shouldn't be doing that. Like, it doesn't, nothing about this movie makes sense. It's just, oh god, the time travel. I hate time travel movies. Okay, well, not all, because when they're really well thought out, but in general, whenever they throw in time travel, it usually means that they ran out of ideas. The writers don't have anything else left to go with. Like, okay, let's just time travel it. It's a lazy solution.
There's too much that you can break. Like Back to the Future, I think, is the only movie that does it extremely successful. And even with them, there's still inconsistencies. If you really dig into stuff, it's like, well, wait a second, they could have. So it's too where you could pick it apart. And I mean, I guess if they're really anticipating, hey, these people are just stupid and they don't care and not going to think about it, and you just shut your brain off and go to a movie, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I like to have a brain. So it's like, if you think about it, like, wait a second, wouldn't that affect this? Wouldn't that now change all of that? And you know what I mean? So,
and Back to the Future, like, everybody knew going into a time travel movie, it wasn't. Indiana Jones should be ground level historical items, and there's so many that you could work with. You had all the Ark of the Covenant and the Chalice. Like, there's so many things on Earth that you could dive into instead of going aliens or time travel. Like, that's not what Indy was. That's not what he's known for,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Scott says Indy is an icon for the 30s, not the 60s. Yeah, I 100% agree. The way they did it now, this should have been. I mean, personally, like I said, I don't think they should have done a movie if they were smart and they wanted to, but they're not smart. We know this. If they wanted to do anything Indiana Jones, what they should have done is redid a series like they did the Indiana Jones, the Chronicles of Indiana Jones. Remember that back in the 90s? Made it a Disney Plus, not a full like season series, maybe like an 8-episode, 10-episode thing, and get somebody like Chris Pratt to do it. That would have been the smarter thing to do.
But they'd screw that up with the writing. Like, I have no faith in what they would put out.
Well, and it's because of who's in charge, right? Because, like,
Yeah.
for instance, going back to Marvel, we see what's going on in Marvel and how they're pushing the female agenda, the MCU, right? We see that. But James Gunn had free reign. He's like, "No, F you, I'm doing what I want." And
Yeah.
he did a, fairly decent story. Like, I can't knock that
It's
story at all.
yeah.
It didn't have any of that nonsense in it. So, but with this dope that's in charge, Kathleen Kennedy, it's all, it's all has a messaging, and she's doing that with Star Wars, and it's all that female centric trash. And as Casey says here, I swear Kathleen and Lucas were effing and they broke her heart or something, because she has absolute revenge on this man. Yeah, I mean, I think something happened. Either, I don't know, maybe, they spit in her coffee a long time ago, too many gag jokes. Who knows? I don't know, but they did something to piss her off, and now she's has revenge going. So,
Or it's just pure ideological possession. And I don't know what Justin said. I stole something from him. I don't know what what that's in regards to.
what? Oh, Yeti stole that from me. I don't know.
I don't know.
But
think-
I did forget about Looper. Looper is actually not a bad time travel movie at all.
Yeah,
And
there's a few good
Yeah.
ones.
No, I was going to say there's one more I just thought about. Go ahead.
No, but please,
Live, Die, Repeat. Have you seen that?
Oh God, that is such a good movie.
That's a fantastic movie.
God. Yeah. And those movies, like, you're going in with the premise of time travel. So that makes it better, or easier to digest than taking all these properties like they've done with Marvel and Indiana Jones, and then just going time travel.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and they're also not freaking Indiana Jones. Like,
yes,
they were their own thing, and they didn't have anything to do with some old archaeologist who is just trying to basically steal things. That's basically what he's trying to do.
And I dislike the time travel stuff in Endgame. It's like I was hoping there was going to be some other solution that they had, not, oh yeah, let's go to other dimensions, take the stuff and come back to ours, and then explaining that, oh no, now you just took them, it's no longer your own timeline, and it gets all confusing, and it's just like, oh God, you're just gonna pick it apart because of all these different elements, when the original premise, you can let some of the stuff slide when it's not shoved in. Am I making sense? I don't know.
I mean, you usually don't, but you sound like you do. So as long as it sounds like you did,
I sound like it.
Yeah, you took up a good 40 seconds of dead space. So I mean, as long as you're talking, that's really all that matters, Yeti. So
good. That is half my goal. Just take up time.
It reminds me of that comment, or what was it, Billy Madison? He's like, I don't understand, like, whatever you just said made us all dumber. And you know what I'm talking about? That scene from Billy Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. But no, it's Soul says this. Yeti says big words to sound like he knows stuff. Trust me, I was a mod for him. Oh man, that's hilarious.
Strained brain is a real thing, though. Like, if you could sit down and not be having to, like, go off the cuff, you could make way more coherent arguments instead of just like free flowing ideas. You got to go straight off the top of your head, and then you start talking into corners.
Yeah. But I definitely agree. This movie is going to now. All right. So here's another one. What do you think is going to bomb more, Marvel's or Indiana Jones? I think Indiana Jones is going to bomb harder because there's more money involved. But...
Okay. That was going to be my question. Are we talking the total loss of money, or just what it does in the box office? Because those are different questions.
Both. I'll throw both out at you.
Okay, so for total loss, definitely Indiana Jones, but it'll do better in the box office.
Yeah, I agree with that. It will definitely do better at the box office, but it's going to be a bigger loss because I think it's way more expensive.
I don't think there's any way this hits $1 billion. I don't see that happening.
Not even close. No way.
you have to have people going in, building excitement, and then Justin's here. Oh God, how do I get rid of him?
Hey, really quick before, and Justin just got here, but Night Ronin, my friend, you are an insane mad lad. I greatly appreciate it. Gifted one membership to the channel, dude. I appreciate that so very much. So if you are not a member and you want to be one, I think you just have to press a little button there to accept gifts, and you can become a member and check out all my member streams and member only videos that I have. We stream on Sunday mornings. And I put out some other content. So, and he says here, just give Justin a Bud Light. So, hey, I'm going to play this really quick. Yeah, he'll pass. We're going to play this for Phil, for Night Ronin for that gift membership. Thank you, my friend. He'll appreciate this.
But he's in trouble. Payback. Oh, God almighty. Oh, man.
Dude, I love that video so much. What's up, Justin?
What's up? I'm just here to call out Yeti for stealing my saying about
what saying
about time travel movies. I've never heard anybody say that in my life until I started saying it like 2 years ago.
Saying what?
I got it from a film school teacher saying that once time travel is introduced into a story or a universe, that's when you know the story has gone on for too long. It's time for it to end. That's when you know you're out of ideas.
I've never heard you say that in my life.
I've said that all the time.
It's 100% true though. Like
Yeti definitely, he's like a crow. Like he just picks little pieces from things, put it in a little pocket, because he did say something about Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not going to say exactly what, but there's a specific reviewer out there. It's a very big channel.
Oh yeah, he was right though.
And
he's 100% right about it.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
And he regurgitated exactly that same thing. I was like, oh, I've heard that before. Okay, I'm not
100% correct though.
Oh, it's so fun. We love you, Eddie.
And like I was watching that review. It's like, oh my God, you know, like they're 100% right.
Oh my God, I'm gonna say this on stream later and sound so smart.
Well, it did like impact my opinion of the scene, because it was a correct opinion. Like, oh shit, I didn't see that before. So of course you're like, you add things that are correct.
It's like another tool for.
But I have never heard you say that. But time travel, yeah, I've always thought that it turns to shit. Writers are out of ideas.
Yeti is indeed a klepto. We found out tonight.
Yeah, and it says here, which I haven't seen. Scott says, to be fair, time travel worked well for Star Trek. I haven't seen it, so well, Yeti, to answer your question, I believe if you scroll at the top of your chat, like especially if you're on a mobile phone, you should press a button that says allow gifts. And if you allow a gift, then it should let you accept the membership. So if you want to accept that, go right ahead.
No, I was just curious because I keep seeing them pop up, and then I don't think I've seen it in the chat. Like I've got the chat window open on the side, but there's absolutely nothing about gifts, you know?
Yeah, I don't know with I know on the mobile app, if you scroll at the top, like after the gift comes up, like the membership from Night Ronin, there's a little button underneath that and says allow gifts. So I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, there you go. It just went to Soul Assassin. So Soul Assassin, welcome, my friend. All right, moving on to the next topic. This is Justin. You are perfectly in time for this.
Let's go.
This is right up your alley. As
so
always.
Excited.
I bet you are. We're gonna talk a little bit about the acolytes. Talking about trash content. Leslie Headland confirms that the upcoming Star Wars series, The Acolyte, will look into what's going on for all of us right now. Wait till you hear. I'm sure you haven't even heard this article, right?
No.
Okay.
I have no idea about anything.
Yeah. So Let me see exactly here. She goes, in an interview with Empire Magazine, Headland discusses the series, saying when you're doing something completely original, like we are, yeah, I'm sure, you want to question the status quo of the era that you live in. Okay. She continued, what I think is so interesting right now is that everybody thinks they're right. The Jedi really think they're right. And George Lucas tells us they're wrong in Phantom. They missed a huge aspect of the Dark Side Rising that just felt like fertile ground to look into what's going on for all of us right now. So does that mean she's wrong too?
I'm going to
No?
go ahead and make a prediction that there's going to be someone that resembles Donald Trump on the dark side.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, I'm sure. So
hey guys, I'm gonna make a prediction
It's gonna be about
that somebody's gonna like be Donald Trump on the dark side.
oh,
All right.
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be about like the 2016 election or something. It's gonna like mirror it perfectly.
So it says here, not only did Headland confirm the show will be a commentary on our current American society, because all Star Wars fans live in America, culture and politics, but she seemed to imply the focus of the show being on female villains are self-inserts. Quote, this is where it gets great. When I was a young queer girl, like that matters, I was just hanging out with Ursula, the sea witch.
What?
The outlet. As a queer girl growing up, if you don't identify with the heroes and the villains show up, they're all queer coded. You're like, yes, that's me.
What? What?
Yeah. As a queer filmmaker, you're gonna see some camp inevitably, but I would say that tonally our references are darker. Okay.
You just gave me a stroke. What?
Well, I mean, one of you take the wheel here and tell me, what do you, because I have an opinion on this, but I want to know what you guys think first. Like, what do you take out of someone who makes comments like this?
That's retarded. That's what it is.
That's a very clean cut decision. But any depth into that comment or?
Okay, I gotta break this thing down. Justin, do you want to say something so I can take it from you right after?
Well, I'll go.
Oh, I don't think he's here.
Yeah,
no,
Justin.
I don't understand what they're.
I personally, like, again, when I watch these shows, if I watch, and yes, Orc Bro, I 100% agree. This is very idiotic. I don't necessarily watch Superman or anything or the Joker movie and go, oh man, I see myself in this movie. No, I could just appreciate a movie for it being a story, right? I don't see myself in literally everything that I do. That's the first thing. The second thing is, when I was a young queer girl,
yes,
what does her sexual orientation have anything to do with any of it? Because I was just hanging out with Ursula. She goes, if you don't identify with the hero, like, wait, because you're queer, you can't identify with Ariel? Why?
That beginning thing was where that was really tripping me up. So I was trying to figure out what was going on there, because that doesn't make any sense.
Now, and just to reiterate to anyone out there watching who doesn't know where Leslie Headland comes from, Leslie Headland, was the secretary, right, assistant to Harvey Weinstein, and was involved in all of that nonsense, like making his meetings with said women that got assaulted. Like, she basically knew what was going on.
There's no way she didn't know.
Of course. And she jumped ship once all that, fell to the shitter. She jumped ship, obviously, and went to Star Wars because now she's queer and, now she's safe. But do you have any input on this? I don't know.
Dude, can y'all hear my dogs barking, dude?
Barely, but it's
I'm going to lose my mind.
Hey, listen, it's like dogs or kids. They're loud.
Dude, it's so annoying. I can't do shit. But I'm gonna go ahead and, just from what I heard earlier, I had to step away for a second, but I think that what she's saying is that all the villains growing up are the only people that she could identify with because she was queer, and apparently all the villains were queer as well.
I don't remember Ursula being queer.
Yeah, me neither. But I think what she's trying to frame it up to be is like the good guys are going to be queer in this one, and the bad guys are going to be straight. So it looks like I'm going to be rooting for the bad guys in this one.
Hank says, now we know why she identifies with the villain. Yeah, well, I mean, the only thing I can understand, maybe queer coded, is Ursula was extremely overweight and short hair. So that makes sense. But other than that,
she looked like it.
What color was her hair?
Wasn't it purple? I don't even know what Ursula
I think
looked
so.
like.
Yeah, and then the black squid dress type of thing.
Well, I don't think. Yeah. Oh no, it was white hair. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Well,
Yeah,
this kind of looks like. Here, I'll share this real quick. That looks more like a drag queen. No.
Oh my god, it does.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that looks like your common.
That kind of you remember that whatever podcast episode with that giant
Gorlock
the Destroyer.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Oh my god! Yeah,
Holy
that's a 10,
shit.
bro. That is a 10. But no, yeah, that looks like a drag queen. So that's positive.
Do you think Gorlock was cosplaying as Ursula?
I don't know. I wouldn't put it past anybody. But yeah, so I think she goes into a little bit more here because Echo Base, as Casey mentioned, that Echo Base was well, that's not the one, but she mentioned they've been staying on top of a lot of this stuff, and I saw them speak about the acolytes. I don't like to watch. I try to not do what Yeti does and pick pieces of other people's content to use for my own. But
I just watched that review. Like, oh my god, that's a good point.
I know. I'm just kidding. Well, I saw that review too. So
who was it? I gotta know now.
Red Letter Media.
It was Red Letter Media.
Oh, yeah, they're awesome.
I did my review before them. So
I finished. Yeah, mine was out way before I watched it because I try not to watch anything before I finish writing it, so I don't put that into my reviews.
Yeah.
So
because it's too easy to like get influenced by that type of thing.
Dude, Red Letter Media I'll watch Red Letter Media reviews for movies that I haven't even seen and have no plans to see. Like those guys are awesome.
I know.
Yeah,
I wish I could do what they do in that, but I mean that's such niche. Like they nail it perfectly. Like I love their stuff.
You definitely have to be in person or to pull off the things.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
They also have great chemistry. It's just kind of impossible to duplicate it.
Oh yeah. So I don't want to skip anything because I think a lot of this is good stuff. So apparently the show is going to be obviously the end of the High Republic, moving into the George's era of the Phantom Menace. And said, so my question became, as a fan, when I initially pitched the show to Kathleen Kennedy, which was an original idea with new characters and not connected to the Skywalker saga or any existing characters, what I wanted it to introduce the fans to the concept to was, how do you reconcile the Jedi at the height of their power, the galaxy at the height of this age of enlightenment and peace, and who George says they become at the top of Phantom Menace? Man, they are going to fucking destroy so much back stuff. Holy shit. I can already tell now.
I just how much worse could it really get? Like, just let them have it at this. Like, please bring it down. Like, destroy it all, please.
No, I personally, I 100% agree with you. At this point now, it's like, just burn it to the ground, because why do you want to watch something you love just get tortured? Just kill it. Just put it out of its misery. Let it completely sink. Let it fail. And I mean, it's just, that's where it's at. Like, I think,
isn't it sad at this point though that it's no longer something that I love? Like, I used to love it. Now it's just, it exists, and I'll do a review because people want to see you just rip it apart because of the hot trash it's become.
It is sad. I love the original still, and I really love the prequels too, because I think it's one giant story. They were able to significantly tie all that together. But everything else outside of that, it's all bad fan fiction to me, like watching that fan movie Bucketheads, right? Like,
that was a great fan movie.
Yeah, it's great.
That was
I love
really
it.
Good.
But I don't consider that like something I'm gonna ever, like, I watched it once, I'll never watch it again, and it's never gonna exist to me. I'll forget about it eventually, but the original OT and the prequels will live forever with me. Everything else is absolute garbage, and it just doesn't matter. So I mean, that's basically how I look at it. And all this other stuff. Like even what was the new Visions came out recently. Like again, no desire to watch it. I just don't care anymore.
I didn't even know that came out.
I'll be honest with you. I never thought that this could happen, but what they've done to Star Wars recently has definitely tarnished how I view the original trilogy and the prequels. Like when I see them on, like sometimes they'll just be on in the gym and stuff. I just like I would normally get happy when I saw like the original trilogy come on just randomly on TV. I don't care at all. Like it doesn't even like register any emotion in my brain anymore. I'm just like,
yes,
yeah, that's that IP that got ruined by Disney. I don't really give a shit anymore.
You don't have that drive to go out and rewatch. It's just that's the thing.
Yeah, it's got such a bad taste. Like I 100% agree with you. Like I still, I like those movies, but like you said, I have no desire to ever to watch them anymore. Even the original ones, because it's just first off, too, I also don't like the special edition shit. I hate that. But that just shows you how old I am. I prefer before that, like, goddamn Return of the Jedi, that stupid goddamn intro with that fat, disgusting thing singing around pisses me off every. Like, I can't even watch that movie because of that shit.
The only thing that I like really like about the special edition, I don't even know if this is a special edition or not, but the fact that Hayden is the Force Ghost at the end.
And that is special edition.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. See, I'm torn because I prefer the old school guy because it makes sense. Then why didn't they just? Are they gonna change out Obi-Wan and put?
Well,
him?
I just love Hayden. That's just like that's how I fell in love with Star Wars was his Anakin. So that's why I like it so much.
And I do love. I think Hayden did a good job. I think he did a fantastic job in seeing his growth. Like I think one of the most hitting scenes for me from the prequels was when he was talking to Padme about
sand.
Well, not just sand, but when he killed them all, the kids and everything. Like, that was so impactful because
he's such a good actor.
Yeah, like you could see the anger there, like very similar to the Guardians of the Galaxy villain, right? Like his anger scenes, like you felt it, you saw it, it was on the screen, it wasn't fake, And
I don't know if y'all remember. I feel like this is a very nerdy thing to bring up, but there is a scene in Revenge of the Sith where Anakin is just looking out at like the skyline, like looking across the towers, and Padme is also doing the same thing at the same time. And it's just like Hayden is like portraying so many emotions without saying a single word. I don't even think a tear was shed or anything, but you can just like he's telling an entire like thought process just with his stare like across the buildings.
And he was thinking about sand the entire time.
All right, kick Yeti out. It was funny once, and then you got to do it again, and it's just not funny anymore.
He needs new material. He's got to go watch another review. Hank says that fans were able to undo the specialized edition changes and release it on an HD version of the original trilogy. That would be cool to find. I have my old VHSs from back in the day. When it was just remastered THX before the special edition. That's what I grew up on, was watching the VHSs. Man, I'm telling you, Justin, I really hope one day you can watch them without the special edition. It is just kind of a different thing. Like it's.
Can't you find that online?
Yeah, I've seen all the scenes that had things change. Like I've seen them reversed. I think it's I think it just depends on which one you've seen first. The beginning part with the singing, the fat bitch, like that thing's stupid. No matter what, that's stupid. But like Jabba the Hutt being human is kind of strange to me. Like it's just really weird.
Well, that was a deleted scene that I don't believe was in the.
I don't think that was ever in,
because that was what he wanted to do, but that was never in the original. Like you never saw Jabba until Return of the Jedi. Like it wasn't in. The very first movie.
Can we watch a clip from Revenge of the Sith real quick?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get nostalgic here, but I linked it in the private chat if you want to see the scene that I'm talking about. It's insane how good of an actor this man is.
Let me pull it up real quick.
It's a minute and a half, but you can skip if you want, like 30 seconds in, 40 seconds in.
Let me pull this up. Can you guys hear it?
No.
Oh, maybe. If it was just starting now. Yeah. It's
All right.
low
Okay.
though.
It's actually it might be the wrong soundtrack. I wasn't listening to it, but you don't even need to hear it.
All right. So let's
Just
see.
watch his face. It's so good. I mean,
This
the music
game-
definitely does a lot for it, but yeah, that's good.
She did a really good job too,
Yeah.
even though she kind of
Look at him,
groomed
bro.
him.
He's so good.
Isn't it safe to say she was a groomer? That's a good scene. Yeah, come on. I mean, look at all that emotion. Like, all right, I'm gonna go kill everyone. I'll be back.
Yeah, he's just so good, man. But I don't know. I think she was pretty good in Revenge of the Sith, but the first two, well,
Oh yeah.
she was all right.
Yeah, she definitely peaked, as my favorite word is, in the last one.
Peak Padme.
What else did they say here? And to me, this is another part. And to me, that meant, why don't you tell the story about Star Wars from the perspective of the villains, of the bad guys? And if those bad guys are outnumbered at this point, then that means you get this opportunity to see how the Jedi very subtly go from who they were in the High Republic and the Old Republic and who they became by the time you're watching episodes 1, 2, and 3.
So somehow I think they're going to make the bad guys good and then the good guys bad. Like that's
well, here's the thing. They're talking about females being the villains, and they say this is a very female-centric show. So of course it's going to focus on, and they're also going to try to make you feel bad, right? That's the new thing, is you always have to understand why the bad guy is a bad guy. That was another,
like Reva again.
Yep, exactly. Like, we have to understand why she's doing bad things and what makes her so great. And it's like, no, it doesn't. That was the cool thing about Guardians, right? That villain, like, there is no, like, you going, oh, I understand why he's doing this. It's like, no, dude, he is a giant piece of shit. Like, he's just a garbage individual, and there's no, like, understanding. And they even joke about it in the movie. It's like, we don't care if if your mom didn't pay enough attention to you as a child. Like, it's hilarious. But yeah, Star Wars is dead. This is looking terrible, and I don't even know, dude.
Most of the time in real life, the people who do really bad things aren't reasonable people. Like the people who are doing like mass shootings and shit, you never like, oh, I can see where they're coming from with that. Like you don't like, that doesn't have to be a thing for every single movie, you know? Like sometimes evil people are just evil.
Well, and that's the thing, like the Louisville bank shooter literally tweeted out something from Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what people don't understand, is that some of these movies actually have effect on people. So you do, like, I'm not saying you can't ever see the side of a bad guy, because we've seen that with, like, for example, the Joker movie, right? That was a great movie about mental illness. I don't condone what he did. I understand what he did and why he did it, but I don't condone it. Some of these movies now, they're trying to make it out like it's completely understandable. Like, oh, well, they get a pass. No, there's no pass. The only pass is to get, off with their heads. Like, that's your ending, not, well, you can go walk into the sun and just and live your life out. No, you should,
like, in good writing, I think you should be able to portray them in like how they spiral to that point, but you don't give them the out like, oh, we got to care for them. No, they're terrible and they face the consequences. But sometimes it's very interesting, like in Joker, where you see the bad guy. It just doesn't have to be in everything. Sometimes a villain is just needs to be a villain. You don't need to go into that detail every single time.
Well, it was a cool idea, like back when it happened with Darth Vader, he got redeemed, because that wasn't really a popular thing. But now it's just like every single bad guy gets redeemed ever. As long as they're a minority or a woman, they'll get redeemed.
Yeah.
Well, and that was the redemption arc of Vader, was just to show, like, and well, I mean, he emphasized this in the prequels, like that he was the actual, one to bring balance to the Force. Oh, yeah. It wasn't Luke. It wasn't anyone else. So, and this is another sign. I just saw this. I thought this was interesting. Did you guys see The Mandalorian, where they have like these, like, what, Lizzo was there, and now they're all
I saw the clips. I didn't watch that episode. I don't want to watch it.
Another famous, well, I guess, quote unquote, famous actor coming to Star Wars that they're doing. You're never going to guess. Huh?
Brie Larson?
Oh, no. Well,
Queen Latifah.
Eventually.
Is Mike Zero finally right?
Eventually, I think she will. But you're close, Yeti. You're close. Steve Urkel.
My God.
Steve
no
Urkel.
shot. There's no way.
Steve Urkel is supposed to become in Star Wars. Dude, look at that. I hope they use that as
There's
the
no way.
cover.
This is real?
This is from the direct. It says
I don't know if the direct changed to like a Babylon Bee type thing or what.
Jaleel White, the actor famously known for portrayal of Steve Urkel in Family Matters, was recently cast in an upcoming Star Wars Disney Plus show. Oh, Skeleton Crew. There you go. Already boasts its star-studded creative team by Spider-Man No Way Home. Do they even say what he's going to be doing? I know Jude Law is going to be in it. Yeah, Jaleel is White to appeal. He looks rough, man. He looks like he's took too many boosters. But yeah, the Steve Urkel actor recently, Oilers game, blah blah blah.
What does the Oilers have to do with this?
Well, because he was talking in an interview.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they were talking about what he's been doing, and he says that about his role on the show, telling fans that he had to withstand 2 hours of makeup every day because he will be playing he's going to be a space pirate. So, oh wow,
That doesn't seem quite as bad as Lizzo.
No, I'm actually going to be in a new series Disney Plus starring Jude Law called Skeleton Crew. So that's a big change for me. I had to do 2 hours of makeup every day. I get to be a pirate. Yeah, we saw the Space Pirates from Mando. I don't know if any of you saw that, but that's.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't see? Yeah, you didn't see any of it,
dude. The Space Pirates. That's not Lizzo, right?
No. Here, it looks more like Swamp Thing.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I did see that.
What? Oh God! I've got no.
Or Old Greg, if you know what that is.
No,
like how did they think that was a good costume design?
Well, I mean, even so here.
Like, this is a real thing, Justin. That was on the show.
You guys ever seen Pizza the Hut from Spaceballs? It's like the opposite of that, but with this.
It's the Swamp Thing Pizza the Hut.
Yeah, this literally is stuff they went to like PetSmart for fish. Like in the aquariums.
It's so awful. Like, I don't know how that ended up in the final product.
Fake Easter basket grass.
But that's what this stuff is.
Yeah, this is what Star Wars has come to. Pirate
I think
Urkel.
You can see the glue. Look at his lip. Like, I think that's glue shine.
I don't know if that's glue, Yeti. Just saying. Not on his lip. And never noticed the rainbow suspenders. Yeah, that was before everything was already considered gay. If that came out today, you'd automatically be part of that the LGTB community. If you saw this.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, can we I don't know if you're planning on ending soon, but I do want to have the conversation again about the like why people can't stop watching this stuff.
No, that's a perfect. Let's do it.
All right. So I saw a ton of people in the chat, or a few people in the chat, and every time I bring this up, people say the same thing. They're always like, "Yeah, I don't watch any of this. I don't pay to watch any of it. I watch it for free on third-party sites or whatever." But I don't understand like why. Like, why are you even watching it on third parties? Like, why are you fiending so much for this trash content that you even go to third-party sites to watch it? Like, why can't these people just not watch this trash? Like, especially the Star Wars stuff. Like, the Marvel stuff, I understand because they do have some like diamonds in the rough every once in a while. I mean, most of it's trash, but like, I don't know if the new Guardians movie is good. Some people are saying it's all right. And then the last one I've seen is No Way Home. I thought it was pretty good. So
no, the new Guardians one it's good. It's not spectacular. It's like, it's just like sits at really good, so on that scale of, it's not amazing, incredible. It's just really good.
If you like the characters of Guardians of the Galaxy, then you will enjoy this film because it's a good wrap up of what they're going to be doing with those characters. But other than that, like,
I've always liked it. I like the second one a lot more than most people do. I thought it was pretty good.
Then you're probably gonna like the third, honestly, because I think the third is better than the second. But if you like the second, you're definitely gonna like the third.
Well, I'm probably not gonna like it because I'm not gonna ever watch it.
This one doesn't feel like the other current Marvel movies. I'll say that. I didn't get any of that weird bullshit sense from it.
I'll be honest with you, Yeti. I don't have the time to spend.
Okay, that's another, yeah.
But why do y'all think people need to watch this stuff so badly? Like, let's just focus on Star Wars for a second. Just because it's like very obviously trash every single time they release something. Why do people even feel the need to subscribe to Disney Plus or go to third-party sites to watch it? You think they're just like so addicted that since the 70s that they just can't stop?
I think that could be it. I think too, maybe because they love it so much and it's meant so much to them to see what they're doing. It's like they're so like, it's like you said, yeah, they can't let go. So they're like enraged by what's going on. So even though they're getting shit Star Wars, it's still something. But now they just love hating on it. Like they've I guess using a Star Wars quotes, like they went to the dark side, right? Like they just prefer to hate on it now. Or like Soul Assassin says, like he watches Raging Rhino's videos about it, and and he gets to enjoy the content that way.
Yeti.
And Yeti. And
Thank
Yeti,
you very much.
And Yeti picking from other. No, I'm kidding.
Yeti watching Raging Rhino videos and then copying and pasting it in his own.
No, I mean I get it. I guess that's it for some people, that they just it's something they love and they don't want to let it go completely. So maybe hating on it's a way of keeping it around, or maybe hoping it gets better. I don't know.
Are we talking in our little sphere? Because like where we are is very different than like the normal population.
No, dude, I'll talk to people. Like I recently talked to some friends that I had that live out of state right before the new Mandalorian came out. And my opinion has totally changed since the last time I talked to them. Like it had been a couple of years back when I really cared about Star Wars. And like, the first thing he brought up was like, dude, are you ready for the new Mandalorian season? I was like, oh no, that shit's gonna suck. He was like, he kind of got offended. And he's like a very casual fan. Like he's not like a nerd at all. He's like a very like outdoors person, doesn't really consume much content. He's a normie for sure. And he was like offended. He was like, really? Like you're gonna write it off like that before you even seen it? And I was just shocked. I'm just so shocked at how many like normal people still watch this shit.
So okay, for the normies, they're not paying attention to all these little details of they're not watching every single thing, so they don't see how the product is degenerating. They'll, it kind of comes on and they consume it, but they're not continually thinking about it until they have one of those wake up moments like The Last Jedi. Like there's because my sister is very much like this. I brought up how bad the Rings of Power were, and she's like, oh yeah, I started watching that. It was pretty good. It's like she's not thinking about it.
Yeah.
She's going about her day and then working, and then she watches one episode for an hour and then goes to bed.
Yeah. Also, there's people who watch stuff like that, like Rings of Power. I'm convinced that they just put it on and then just watch TikTok on their phone while the episode is playing.
Gonna say
yes.
That.
And then they're just like, oh, that was pretty good. Yeah, you should watch that.
Yeah, because I don't think she was paying a lot of attention. I don't even know if she finished it. But I think you're right. It's just kind of going on, and there's not really paying attention to see how bad it really is. They're on their phones, they're cooking dinner. They're like, oh yeah, there's an action scene, and it was fun.
Yeah.
So it's like they're doing lots of that stuff.
All right, then what's your answer for the people, the hardcore fans still watching and still crying about it in videos?
So in the videos, it's for content. And for people like that watch their videos, probably to stay kind of in the loop, because everybody comes here to talk about it, give the opinions about it. So it's a way of staying in the loop, because you're kind of in a community that's all based around the movie reviews and just having a good time together, right? So you're getting your entertainment from the streams trashing it or discussing what's going on. So you kind of want that you kind of want to see what happened in order to contribute with everyone else. That's my theory for that.
Well, I don't mean this in any offensive way to anybody, but if you're getting your entertainment from just watching people watch Star Wars and then talk about how bad Star Wars is over and over again, Matt, what the hell is your picture, dude?
So I was waiting for you to finish. I don't want to interrupt. But Execute says he bets, I don't know if it's here. Execute says, bet Matt is looking pretty today. So I just wanted to put the selfie that I took earlier of myself up on the thing. So now you know. But that's from a movie called Mac and Me. You should know this.
I have no idea what that is.
Dude, Mac and Me's hilarious.
That looks terrifying.
It's like the worst movie ever made.
That looks familiar. Like,
oh yeah,
it's become a meme. Yeah,
it's a meme for sure. Sorry, go ahead.
I know Paul Rudd, whenever I think he'd go on Conan back in the day, he always brought, when he was promoting a new movie, he'd bring clips of Mac and Me and get them to play
7% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, yeah, dude, it's the worst movie ever made. I'm gonna do one of my member streams that I do, like I rip on a movie. I'm definitely gonna have to do Mac.
Wait, is this just like an ET ripoff?
It's like a ripoff of ET. Yeah, it's sponsored by McDonald's. I'm not even joking. Like they sponsored it.
This looks hilarious.
Oh, it's literally, I think it's on Tubi free right now. So if you ever want to watch just a really fucking bad movie and laugh your ass off, dude, this is the movie to do it to.
I might watch this.
Dude, you definitely have to check it out.
Well, anyway, what I was saying is, if you're like watching people just shit on Star Wars for your entertainment, you might want to look within, and I think there might be something wrong.
Or it's more entertaining than the current everything else out there.
Surely there's some other interest that you have in life that you could go watch YouTube videos on. Like, I don't know.
And the community side of thing, that's a big part, because
I guess, yeah.
You know, it's not just that, it's participating within a community.
Yeah.
But if you want to watch good shows, watch From. It is incredible.
Is it in English?
Started it.
Yes, it's in English.
Okay,
you can't watch
subtitle shit, that poverty ass shit. I'm not watching those subtitles.
It's not subtitled. It's amazing.
Justin,
you're going to be so scared in the first episode. I'm not
watching it then.
No, just close your eyes at like 1-2 scenes, and then you're okay.
I'm gonna watch.
Scariest.
What's that? Is it The Expanse? That's like a sci-fi movie that people say is good. Or not a movie, sorry, a show.
Yeah,
I've heard really good thing about. I've heard the only bad thing about it I heard was like the last season dropped off because it was like, I guess, rushed or whatever. But it kind of got stupid. But they said overall it's one of the best sci-fi or shows out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on watching next.
Silo, I think that's going to have some potential. That's fairly new, and I think that one's. There's 2 episodes out, and so far it seems like it's going to be pretty good. I also read the books, and they were good books.
Yeah, see, Orc says expansion, like first 3 seasons, great, then 4 and 5, meh, because it fell off. And I think they like cut it, like they heard that they were cutting it short, so they kind of had to adapt the story because they were ending. I think they wanted to go to a season 6.
They went really woke too.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
They went hyper.
Never mind then.
Yeah,
that's what I heard. So
yeah, that happened. That happened in the end.
Well, anybody have any suggestions? I'm open to them. I'm not watching From.
Do you like funny shows? Like
funny shows? Yeah.
Well, like more. So I just started watching. I'm going to do a full season review of Resident Alien. So I just started watching. It's actually really good. It's funny. It's not to be taken seriously. Like it's like in between.
The second season isn't as good though. It definitely went more woman power.
94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
First season is good, and it's that dry. Like there's a dry humor to it. And here, Matt, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. I was asking you if you actually saw it. So
yeah. I really enjoyed season 1, but then season 2, like again, male characters really took the back seat, and they didn't push anything forward. It was all just like the woman empowerment, and like, oh, okay.
I'm giving it a shot. So I'm
basically don't watch the thing because everything's woke.
First season isn't. The
I
first
need some
season.
older shows. That's what I need, like Breaking Bad era.
Oh, Firefly. Then
I've always heard Firefly is really good.
yeah, Firefly. That's a really good one.
Okay.
Yeah, wasn't that early 2000s? I want to say like 2002, 3.
Firefly.
Yeah, something like that.
2005.
Yeah, and you'll be.
Oh wait, no, that's a movie. 2002.
They made a movie though too.
Yeah, but it's one of those shows where once you get into it, you're gonna be so pissed off that it was canceled.
Created by Joss Whedon.
Yeah, this was when he was good.
Yeah, when he was like doing horrible things in the background and people didn't know.
Yes, basically.
If you want a really non-woke fire, like I'm talking not PC at all, like firefighter show. You ever seen
Tacoma FD?
No. Rescue Me back in 2004, 2011. Dude, Dennis Leary, post 9/11 firefighter show. They like firefighters. They're like, this is the most realistic depiction of firefighters, and it's a drama and stuff, right? But it's really good. I love it. It's kind of gets repetitive as it goes, right, with the family dramas that he has, but it's a damn good show. I mean, there's no like the shit that he says in this show now. There's no freaking way you're saying that on TV. Like there's he'd be fucking banned for life.
Tacoma FD is a really funny show about firefighters. It's done by the Broken Lizard guys. They did Quasi, and that movie sucked horribly. But they're really good on Tacoma FD.
When y'all think of Dennis Leary, what movie do you think of?
What movie? Ice Age.
Oh,
Ice
shit.
Age.
What?
But I'm used to him. Like I more knew him.
Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone.
Demolition Man.
He was in there.
Yeah, he was Dennis Leary was the underground runner. He ran the underground.
Yeah. See, I always knew him more of a stand-up comedian / like that. And then in this show was like Rescue Me was when it really took off, and that's how because like I said, he's always done.
That sounds cool. I want to watch that show. That sounds good.
Rescue Me is a really good show, dude. Like, and 7 seasons, dude.
Small Soldiers, dude. That's a good one.
Small Soldiers is an awesome TV show or a movie. I love that freaking movie back in the day. The Gorgonites.
Dude, I watched that so much, bro. I remember I had like the VHS tape, dude. Dude. I think I broke that thing. I watched it so much.
Speaking of, do you guys see this? Beetlejuice 2.
Oh yeah, I did see this.
Is officially coming out. Michael Keaton, and then the new Scream Queen herself, Jenna Ortega, because she's now like anything horror, she has to be in it. Unfortunately, I don't have a problem
with female Tom Holland
she's a good
thrower and everything
for this though.
That's honestly, yeah, you nailed that, Justin, calling her the female Tom Holland because she's in everything and everywhere.
Yep.
But I agree she would be a decent fit for this. But come on, there's no other actresses that can be in this. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, just considering who was in like the original, like this, that is probably the girl I would go for a Beetlejuice remake. You know?
Well, only because she's been Wednesday and other things that are. What's his name?
Tim Burton. So she has that dark look, you know?
Yeah, but
she does have
other people could have that too. Before her, there was other people.
Yeah, they always played the same like dark roles because they were really good in them.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we could add some different actresses. I feel like she's in everything now.
What wasn't she like saying that the writers were making it really hard to make a good product, so she's like self-aware about the writers trying to screw with things because of their political agendas.
Yeah, that was the problem with Netflix's Wednesday.
Yeah, and I think she was talking about that. So like, yeah, I want to see more of her. Like if she'll call out bullshit, yeah, I'll support that.
Well, it's funny because they were saying that she was saying the writers were too woke, and then they were claiming that they were calling Tim Burton a racist because this is the first time he had someone of color as the main character in one of his movies. So it's like it's a fucking lose-lose no matter what. she's saying they're too woke. Then the woke side saying that he's a racist. I mean, it's a failure no matter what. You can't keep these idiots happy. That's why you don't even bend the knee and just do what you want. But I don't know. What do you guys think about all these apps merging together? It's going to be basically, we're going to be back to cable soon. It's just going to be through the internet.
Wait, I know that
Hulu and Disney Plus.
Hulu and Disney Plus. Then you have Discovery and HBO Max merged.
So as long as the price stays the same.
Oh, no, it's going up.
Wait, what do you mean we're going to be back to cable? Wouldn't them merging together be better?
Yeah.
Well, the prices will go up.
By how, like, by
would
how
it be
much?
Proportional? Like, what if it's like
$2?
Let's say it's like $20 for like total for both, like $10 each. What if they merge together and it's like $16 now for both? Like, it's still a win.
Yeah, that's a win.
Let's see, Disney Plus.
And I'm not paying for the shit. I'm not paying for it regardless, but I'm just saying, I think that it's kind of like the best course of action for everybody, because I don't think people aren't going to continue to pay for Disney Plus and all this other shit if they're not going to put out anything worth paying for.
They have to merge, and if they're getting enough content, because there's way too many different subscriptions that no one's going to make money. And that becomes cable in itself, having to subscribe to every single one of those. So if you're getting big ones merging, you're going to have a couple leaders, and if you just pay for that, you'll get your money's worth.
Wait, how does this even make sense? Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense at all.
Disney Plus and Hulu planning to content merge, but will remain separate. It's all going to be through one app, but the streaming services will remain. How does that even happen?
Oh, okay. No, so it's a joint venture. So they still exist themselves, but they're just they're sharing their content on just one platform. So nobody's buying each other. They're just going into co-agreement to go under this one umbrella. So they each own their own stuff, and they could do with it what they please.
But aren't they going to? So they're going to split the payment of the app?
Yeah. So that I'm guessing they'll split the revenue. They'll have something worked out about the revenue sharing, how that works. The one bad thing about that, though, is potentially down the line someone could just pull out and I don't think I want to do this anymore, and then that app is useless.
And to answer Soul Assassin's question about Beetlejuice, yes, Winona Ryder is set to come back as what's her name's mom in the movie, Jenna Ortega's mom, her character. So yeah, Winona Ryder will be back. She's going to be what's her name's mother, and also the original mom from the first movie, Winona Ryder's mother, will also be back. So
okay,
yeah, it'll probably be just all a bunch of women, and then Beetlejuice. So.
I mean, those were the big actors.
Well, no, you had what's his name, the dad. He was a pretty fairly big actor back in the.
Yeah, but what has he done? And why isn't he coming? Is he still alive?
I'm pretty sure he's got in trouble with CP.
Oh shit! Okay, no, he can't be in there then.
Well, yeah,
so
they'll probably just kill him off.
Shit! Did he really do
I mean, supposedly, what was his name?
I don't remember. I know who you're talking about, but
it was the Ferris Bueller's principal. You ever seen Ferris Bueller, Justin?
No, I haven't.
What are you doing? What are you doing in your life?
Dude, I don't know how y'all dude.
I grew up on these movies.
After getting this dog, I don't know how people with children can possibly have time to watch things. I don't have time for anything. I have time to
put
go
it
to the
on
gym,
during dinner,
home.
And then
I guess. Yeah, I like to watch YouTube during when I eat. So
yeah, here you go. Look, I'm not going to say this out loud because.
Okay. And can you show the picture of him just so I know I'm thinking of the right person? Oh no, I was thinking about a different guy. Okay.
Ferris Bueller's principal, and
yeah, I know, but there was some other guy that I think was in the movie.
So you don't know what you're talking about. Got it.
Some other guy.
I'm bad with names.
You're talking about the dad or the husband that got killed, the Baldwin, Alec Baldwin, maybe. This guy? The one who
No,
shot the photographer in the face with a
no,
pistol?
no. It's been a while since I watched.
Dude, have you seen this movie? Do you know?
Yeah, I have, but it's been a while.
This was the couple that died with Gina Davis. They were married in the movie. Then you have they go to the afterlife. Michael Keaton obviously played Beetlejuice. Then you got Jeffrey Jones was Winona Ryder's dad. Catherine O'Hara was the mom.
I remember her quite.
I bet you did.
And
I bet you and your
Ryder.
sock remember her very well.
What?
Winona Ryder. And then that's literally it. The only other one was that fat dude. The one from this guy. And he was the movie Demolition Man as well, where he dressed as like
he was too.
Yeah. He dressed in like that fat I don't know what he wore. Like a moo or whatever. I don't know. Did he die? I didn't know he was dead.
I mean, I don't think his health was very good just by looking at him.
Well, that's why you don't judge people, because he fell in his kitchen and hit his head. So had nothing to do with him being fat.
Why is that funny?
He's like, oh, well, I guess
so horrible.
So speaking of heavy, what happened to her?
She has some disease or something.
Oh, that sucks. But yeah, so these apps are merging. I thought I saw an article about the costs going up, though.
I'm sure it will. Yeah.
Yeah. I just figured all these apps are starting to get more and more expensive because people aren't staying with them. So I figure it's all going to turn into cable at some point. Because what was cable, like $80 maybe?
Yeah.
$90,
like $100.
So if you do the math on everything, like Amazon, Hulu, the Disney bundle, right? Then you have what's it? Netflix. That keeps getting more expensive.
How is Netflix doing? Are they still doing bad?
I thought they did better. Like I thought they grew. Let's see if any news.
I always thought it was really dumb of them to go like. Honestly, I don't think people give them enough credit. Like some of their originals are actually pretty good. Obviously, they like kind of throw a lot of shit at the wall and see what sticks. But sometimes it actually is kind of good. But they definitely messed up, dude, by getting rid of getting rid of The Office, to getting rid of Breaking Bad. Like what are you really gonna buy Netflix for?
They lost the licenses too, because that was the thing, right? So like Office was owned by Peacock or NBC, so Peacock went and did their own thing.
They all get their own services now.
That's the thing. Everyone's branching off, right? So now you have to make sacrifices because you're like, well, I'm not going to buy 80,000 goddamn apps. I'm only going to watch realistically 3 or 4.
Yeah, I'd pick like the two biggest ones, and that I'd basically just do that. Like screw the other ones. It's just not worth it.
Which one? I would pick probably if I had to pick 2, I'd pick Prime Video and HBO Max. That'd be my 2.
Yeah, HBO Max is merging with what's it called?
That's going to be a good merger. Like that'll definitely make them one of the leaders. They'll have so much content on there. So they could really put Netflix a run for their money.
Yeah, see, I think they said that Netflix is still doing okay. Prepare for woke Beetlejuice. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, probably 100%. The return of basic cable packages. Netflix is finally turning it. Yeah, Netflix is turning a slight profit. I don't know how, because I don't know really what content they have out.
They don't really market any of their stuff. They just put it out.
Yeah.
I don't know if Netflix is turning a profit.
I know they were definitely in the red for I thought I remember hearing that they've always been in the red.
They have been. You heard that from me.
No, I didn't. Shut up.
You definitely did. No,
well, we know how well you are in stocks. So
yeah, hey, I fucking was. I called everything about that.
Okay, all right. Look, this is what Yeti said. He said you can't predict that the sales will be bad based off the stock dropping. So he's going to act like he's right because the stock didn't drop, but the sales were awful, down 23%.
Yes, the sales were awful.
But you said that you can't predict that the stock.
You have to see
because the stock is inflated from ESG shit.
No,
the stock went up.
Okay, there's a few principles in stocks. One, depending on who the shareholders are, if they're not selling, this is what happened with AMC. The stock price will remain like stable, but if there's too many people selling off, then it starts to drop. So depending on who's holding these giant shares.
Thank you for explaining stock trading to me.
But you don't seem to understand this. Like,
dude, Yeti, I understand this to a level that you could never understand. Okay,
there's Yeti right here. That's who you want to listen to. Wolf of Wall Street. This is who you want to get your stock advice from. Is Yeti.
Dude,
don't pull the stock was going down. And they got bailed out they got bailed out by the World Economic Forum. Now they're all right
because they're a propagandist. So this is what's on Netflix right now. This is what they're advertising. So you have Love Village. That sounds good. Queen Charlotte, who is played by a black woman. Queen Cleopatra, another played by a black woman.
All these queens.
Kangs, right? You know what it is? Hannah Gadsby.
That looks so good. I can't wait to watch that.
Like, I just want to dig right into that. Spirit Rangers. Dance Brothers.
They're probably gay, if I had to guess.
Yeah. Jewish Matchmaking. Nice. Let's see. Ultraman. That's probably actually pretty good.
Cool cover.
It is. And it's in, I guess, Japanese or Chinese. I don't know.
I'm not watching it then.
And then Queer Eye, More Than a Makeover. Didn't we go through this already? Like, isn't everything gay now? Why do we need more? Like, don't we have enough? When is it not enough?
What it could be, all the reality shows that Netflix are doing are like pretty big. Like, a lot of people are watching those, like Selling Sunset and the dating ones. I forgot what they're Too Hot to Handle. And like the other ones like that.
Oh, like Whore Island with those mothers.
yeah.
Well, that's because it's reality TV. They don't have to write anything really.
Yeah,
they just kind of like improvise for the most
part.
That's
probably a smart move for them financially. I'm sure that because like they're not paying actors, right? They're just getting people who want clout to go out there, and they don't have to pay anybody for that.
They make way more money off of those things.
Well, they did say that was going to be coming a lot more. Because of the writer's strike now and how that's going to be affecting everything going forward. Reality TV, you really don't have to write anything. You just kind of get the actors and say, hey, we want you to do this and go. And
they just sleep deprive them and give them alcohol and you get free content.
Here's an ambient, have at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all, I don't know. Is there anything coming out worthy of like, I don't know. Like,
I don't look forward to anything that comes out in the future. I only look for like diamonds in the rough from the past.
Oh, I could send you some stuff from the past. Not horror.
Invincible still.
Invincible?
Still have hope. Invincible.
Oh, yes. That should be coming out soon, shouldn't it?
Yeah. I feel like it's been coming out soon for like a year now. But
I know. We have been talking about that literally over a year.
Yeah.
Let's see. No. Trying to see what's coming out, movie releases soon that are.
God, I'm not really excited for Oppenheimer.
I don't know.
I know a lot of people.
It's going to be visually probably beautiful, but the story, like, I
wasn't, dude. The only Christopher Nolan movie that I haven't liked has been Dunkirk. So the fact that it's going to be another war movie, it makes me skeptical.
Yeah, Dunkirk really didn't. I thought it was going to be really good, and it wasn't. I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, it's just like, I felt like there was no climb. Like, I felt like it was all build up, and then just nothing really happened.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they got off. Like,
so, yeah, the guy just landed a plane. Cool.
So we got Oppenheimer, Little Mermaid, Blue Beetle, gives a shit. Transformer Rise of the Beast, that's going to just be, normal shit. I know you guys can't really see this. Wonka. So yeah, they're doing like a prequel of Willy Wonka.
Looks so
that is Timothy Chalamet. Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Oh,
how is
man.
Timothy Chalamet Willy Wonka, bro? Is it like a prequel?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a prequel.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. But that's the only bad thing about the articles like this, because they put all these like weird movies that no one heard of or give a shit about. So they're redoing Haunted Mansion. Disney's Haunted Mansion. Then you have Aquaman, The Pope's Exorcist, which looks stupid. Beau is Afraid. No idea what that is. Spider-Man Across. I at first wanted to. I can care less about that movie now. Spider-Man Across the
Wait, isn't Dune
Spider-Verse.
2 this year?
Yes, Dune 2 is coming out.
Mission Impossible. That will be good.
I just haven't seen any of the other ones to know, like, do I need to watch other stuff to watch them?
Not really, but you should watch them because you'll probably like them.
There's fucking like 9 of them, though.
That's not, dude. I don't like that type of movie. I don't know how. I'm not gonna judge you, but I just,
yeah, I'm not gonna judge you, but I'm judging you.
Like I wish I could. I always wished I could like those types of movies, like John Wick and Mission Impossible and stuff like that. Fast and Furious. Just don't care.
John Wick. I'm not gonna lie. I like the first one, and then the rest of them are fucking stupid.
It's just like, oh, he kills people cool ways. Like I don't give a fuck, dude.
Scream 6 wasn't that good. Shazam, I heard, was terrible. John Wick didn't care. This I heard was. Didn't you like this, Yeti? The Dungeons and Dragons movie?
Yeah, it's fun. Tetris is a really good movie.
Really?
Yes,
who would think Tetris and a Nike fucking movie would have been made?
Dude, you should watch the Tetris movie. It's actually really well done.
It looks kind of good.
The actor's done a couple things on Apple TV. Like I think the other one's Blackbird or something like that. Another really good series.
I really like Super Mario, man. I know it's like a kid's movie. I enjoyed it. It was fun. A lot of nostalgia. It was fun. I enjoyed it for what it was. Simple. Didn't get to see Evil Dead Rise yet. I heard it's Ghosted. No thanks. I heard this one was supposed to be really good. The Covenant with Guy Ritchie, or the director. It's basically about like a guy.
Scary.
No. It's about he goes back in Afghanistan to get out his interpreter. It's a war movie. Yeah, it's supposed to be really, really good, and I wanted to see it. So
it's got a cool cast.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal, Alexander Ludwig, Emily Beecham. So, and I like
Guy. That's the Homelander, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. And then, like I said, Guy Ritchie makes some good movies. He's a pretty good director. So
yeah.
Then we have Guardians, fucking Fast 10. Is this a scene from The Little Mermaid? Oh my god!
That looks like Captain Marvel or something.
I really thought it was Captain Marvel, dude. That's like the. Oh my god, this is so bad.
Dude, Matt's genuine reaction just gets me every time.
I was like, what the fuck is that? Oh man.
There's just like a pause. He's like, is that a scene from The Little Mermaid?
God, this just looks terrible. Holy hell. Yeah, I was hyped for this movie, and then I hear, like, of course it went. Did you see they have a hidden poster of like trans rights matter or trans lives? Yeah. Jesus, so I'm like, nope, I'm done. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. No one cares.
That's another one of those movies where it's like, how do you like this? How? Like, I wish.
Which one? Rise of the Beasts or the Spider-Man?
No, Transformers.
It's just
Mission Impossible is way better than Transformers shit, okay?
Transformers is just like, hey, I don't like life currently, and I just want to get away from it for 2 hours.
Yeah, Transformers is probably the one that I like the most out of all of them.
Yeah. Elemental.
That came out.
Pig Thumbs, Megan Fox. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, she's got weird thumbs.
You've never seen her thumbs?
No.
Oh my god.
She's got weird ass thumbs.
Dude, wait.
Pig thumbs?
Yes, she has big thumbs, dude.
Oh, Jesus.
Hang on. What was her name? Megan Fox?
Yep, that was her.
Megan Fox thumbs, and you will.
Oh, yeah. Wait till you see this. Dude, it is fucking disgusting.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're never gonna fap.
Do you think it's gonna be better or worse than Brie Larson's feet?
Oh, it's definitely better than Brie Larson's feet. But so here,
what the hell?
Look at her thumb. It's like a toe.
Yeah, that's weird.
Look, and it's right
so
here.
Fat.
Yeah,
so
look at how
top-heavy.
small the. Can you imagine her even touching you and you look down and you see like immediate like.
She's
Nope.
got like monkey fingers. Like,
Yeah.
No, they like she lost a thumb, so they took a cadaver, took its toe off.
oh, what?
Stuck it on there. That's what it looked. No, it's not real. I'm just saying, like,
I would believe it looking at that jacked up thumb.
Yeah, he's like, I'm stealing that fake story for the next stream.
no, Yeti's like, man, I may be more into thumbs now than feet. All right, enough of her disgusting thumbs. Elemental, which looks, I mean,
That's gonna be trash. I thought it came out and nobody watched it.
This?
Yeah.
It's got a lot. I saw the trailer when I went and saw Guardians, and it has a lot of like hidden agenda stuff in there.
Yeah, it looked terrible.
Yeah, it's really, really bad.
But I honestly thought it got released and it was just a flop that got buried. I didn't realize it hadn't got released yet.
All right, I gotta go take care of this dog. Hopefully I can stream a dog again soon, but yeah, I gotta go.
All right, man. No worries. Yep, we'll catch you soon.
Yeah, this sucks. I wish I could stay, but
it's all right. That's what happens with being a dog dad.
Yeah, I'll be in the chat. I'll see you
all right, man.
Yeah, see you later.
All right, so to wrap up, we got The Flash, which I think this will do well in the theaters. I think a lot of people will go see it. I don't know.
Michael Keaton, they will.
Yeah, I think because there's a lot of hype around it, but I know there's also a lot of haters with like the whole Snyder stuff. So who knows? I think it's up in the air. I think honestly, I'll stop rambling. I think it's what initial reactions are going to be from your viewers. Once that, I think that will sway people more so than anything. What do you think?
Yeah. It depends on how heavy it goes into Batman. Like, because it seems more like a movie about other characters in the Flash. Like, I've got no interest in seeing something with just Ezra Miller because he's just awful. I think he's a terrible actor too. Like, I cannot stand him as the Flash.
Yeah, I also can't look past the stuff that...
And that too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to support that. Michael Keaton seems like the only reason to watch it. Like, oh, that actually seems cool.
Yeah, I wanted to see Keaton because I love his Batman and stuff. The issue that I saw, and was pretty cringe during the trailer, and he's like, you want to get nuts? Let's get... And I'm like, no, don't say that again. I was like, that's so cringe. But
that was... Oh, I kind of wish they didn't do that.
I know. Soul Assassin says Monica Bellucci is supposedly going to be Beetlejuice's wife. That's interesting. But yeah, getting back to this with the Flash, I don't know. I think it's going to be hit or miss. So Asteroid City, I'm going to say a hot take here when it comes to, because I'm going to look up some other, I've heard of Wes Anderson films. He has a very specific taste of movies. Most of them I absolutely hate. So
it won't be a big hit though.
No, I don't.
It might do okay.
The only movie that I like that he's ever done is Isle of Dogs. Have you ever seen that?
I don't know if I've seen that.
It's like a claymation movie.
I don't think I've seen that then.
It was really good, and there's a lot of big actors in it.
Okay.
I don't want to play this, but it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it. Other than that, I don't like his style of doing things. It's very specific and to him and different. And this just looks weird. I don't know.
He really doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Like I honestly can't think of a movie of his that I've really enjoyed.
I agree. Getting back to the Flash real quick. Indie Phantom says, I think the multiverse BS with Batfleck and Keaton is a miss. And that Superboy looking chick is going to be awful. I agree. I would be totally on if they had Cavill coming back, and not just because it's Cavill. I know a lot of people complain that I say that, but it should have been Superman.
Yeah.
That in this Flash movie, because obviously this is based on the comics, Flashpoint. So they should have stayed true to source material, not change it up.
And again, more time travel bullshit.
Yeah, with the whole multiverse stuff, and that's
I already know going into it, Batman or the Flash going time travel, it's going to suck. They had nothing else to work with, So like, yeah, let's time travel this, and this resets our universe or whatever. Like, okay, I don't care.
So then we go back to Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny. We already talked about that. In another Insidious movie, which I don't care for. I like the first one was okay, but
Yeah,
when we get 2, 3, it's like, come on, just get
it's
over it.
it's one of those things you know what you're going to get. So it's like it's going to be non-offensively bad, you know. It's not going to be the best, but it's going to be okay. And it's like you're going to have a date night or something. So
Yep.
that it's cheap to make. People will go see it, they'll forget it, and it'll make money, and then they'll make another one.
Now, this is off topic, but Night Ronin says, kind of breaking news, I guess. Elon Musk's new CEO for Twitter appears to be an official of the World Economic Forum. Not
What?
surprising. Everybody that keeps screaming that Elon Musk is all about free speech, you are wrong. We saw all that with the Eliza Blue stuff. He's not an advocate of free speech. He is going to be bought and paid for, because if he doesn't play how he's supposed to, they will shut him down. So that's not surprising to me whatsoever. Unfortunately, it's sad, but it is what it is. Yep, as Justin says, he's always been a fraud. Yeah, he's part of the problem. I honestly think just like you have people on the left that are in that psyop, right? Like they're fake, they're fraudulent. Same thing on the right. We see that. Like they're fakes too. They're fraudulent. They don't really. Candace Owens, we talked about that. This is the same concept. So he's right up there with him, because look, anyone who steps outside of their thumb, right? Their thumb on their pulse, they don't stick around. They don't want them around. They will not let them operate. I don't understand how. Again, not to get off too much of a tangent here, but people were all talking about, like yesterday with Trump on CNN, like, oh, he just won the election. He just won the. And I'm like, you're the same people saying that it was stolen. Why do you think this one won't be stolen again if that's the case? Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They did it once. They'll do it again. It doesn't matter. I don't understand it. But anyway, anything you want to chime in there on anything?
No, because I don't want your channel taken down.
Well, as long as you stay within the lines, it's okay. I'm gonna already not be monetized for this anyway. So, but let's see. And we got Barbie. So that's
okay, that one might be an actual surprise hit.
You're gonna go see it?
No, like from the trailer. So girls are really gonna flock to see this, and they're gonna bring their boyfriends. It's gonna be a big date movie. The trailer wasn't actually bad. There's some like legitimate funny moments. It's not something I want to see, but it's gonna women are gonna drag boyfriends out, and I think it will be a surprise hit.
I'm gonna take a educated guess, or not a prediction here. And you can, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll own it. But I think this is going to be a massive flop. I don't think it's going to be good. Real quick,
when I say surprise hit, I don't mean billion. Like I mean,
oh god, no.
Just doing well. You know,
yeah.
Like, and I don't know. It could go either way, but when you hear women talk about it, they get so excited about this. So it's hitting a certain demographic.
Soul Assassin says Yeti is a Barbie fan, like Mr. Smithers was from The Simpsons. Yeah, with what was their the doll called in The Simpsons? Shit, I can't.
Oh, I don't. I think I could picture it. Oh, Malibu?
Yeah.
No,
Malibu Stacy. Malibu.
Yeah,
Stacy.
that's it. Yeah.
Yep. Malibu Stacy. Hank, I 100% agree with you on this. Give me a standalone Michael Keaton and Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. Not interested in The Flash. I love Frank Miller's Batman, the Dark Knight Returns stuff. Like, I love that. I that's what I want. And I think Ben Affleck probably would have been a better version of that, to be quite honest, just because of his size, and he had that appeal.
Yeah.
So that would have been fantastic, because you could make Ben Affleck look older if we needed to.
I would like to see Michael Keaton in a Batman Beyond situation, like training the new one, and then have him in like an old Joker, which I think you could do Mark Hamill, because he's got the voice, and he's kind of like, he's got old slender look to him.
I'm telling
Like,
you, here, I'll show you. I'm gonna go ahead, keep talking. I'm gonna show you one.
but like I've been saying that for so long. I want to see those two together in a film, and that would destroy the box office. You have these two old guys that are just sick of fighting the fight and bringing in a couple new. Oh, William Dafoe, yeah, I can see him.
William Dafoe would be an amazing Joker.
I could really see that.
Look at that. And that's if you could do him in multiple ways.
Yeah,
but he could definitely be an amazing Joker.
You think
because
he
he's
could
also,
do the voice?
Oh, he'll have his own iconic voice, but he would be nuts enough. Like his character's William Dafoe's a nut job and a good actor, so he could definitely pull it off. So look at that. I mean, I think he would be amazing as an old.
Okay, so then two choices: William Dafoe or Mark Hamill for the Joker, and just both of them old and just sick of fighting each other, you know.
Yep. And I didn't know he was considered Joker back in the day with Tim Burton. Interesting. That was a big rumor at the time. Yeah, I think the only reason why I know Mark Hamill would probably never do anything like that, only because he's openly said that since Conroy passed away, that was his Batman, so he doesn't want to.
Yeah,
like
that was also for the animated series, so
yeah,
live action might be different, you know.
Possibly, yeah. Then we got Meg 2, The Trench. That movie was Meg was stupid, and this looks just bad.
So the original was supposed to be rated R, and Jason Statham got so angry when he found out because as you saw, the movie wasn't great, but the original draft for the rated R was like so much better. It just pissed him off. The fact that he's coming back, it's either a giant payday or maybe they're going to go rated R and fix some of the things that were wrong in the first. So I've got a little bit of hope for that he's coming back.
Yeah. Indie Phantom, thank you for stopping by and hanging out. Hope you come back. I'm always here every Thursday night. So thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll catch you next time, my friend. Have a good weekend. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Meg was, like I said, it wasn't the worst movie in the world. It was like, it's
a popcorn flick.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to the theater. Like if this was on streaming, right?
Yeah.
And it's available, sure, I'll go, but I'll watch it maybe just to kill some time. Like Justin said, like be on your phone and do something else. And
it still might do better because these monster movies are doing way better than the other things.
Yeah.
Like they're pulling people in because it's just crazy and it's escapism.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not trying to pull any politics, and it's just people getting chewed up by some giant beast, and you know, like it's more entertaining than half the other stuff. So
yeah,
those movies are doing better right now.
Then we have this atrocity. God. Yeah, Mutant Mayhem.
Seth Rogen needs to go away. I can't. Fuck Seth Rogen. I can't stand him anymore. Yeah, I just want to see him gone.
I'm not, and that's the best way. Is just no one don't hate watch it. Just let it die.
That thing's gonna bomb.
Gran Turismo, which I don't really. I mean, I love the game. I just don't know how they make a story out of it.
I saw a trailer and it looked decent.
Yeah, it did look decent. I'll give them that. But
yeah, the trailer was looking fairly good. So that might actually be a decent movie. Look at the cast too. Like there's some decent people in there.
David Arbor, Orlando Bloom, Neil Blomkamp. I've heard of him before. I don't know other movies he's directed though.
I think some really good ones.
I was gonna say he sounds very familiar as a director.
Yeah, that's
okay. District 9, Chappie, Elysium. Okay, all right. That gives me a little bit of hope because I like those movies. Have you ever seen Elysium?
Yeah, that was a good one. I couldn't stand Chappie though. Oh my God.
Chappie was strange. Yeah.
It was so annoying.
Yeah.
Jesus. But he does he's got some good hits to him.
Mm-hmm. So we have
Equalizer 3. That'll be fun.
I haven't seen 2. First one I loved. I have not seen the sequel.
2 isn't as good as 1.
It's normal. So
But
hopefully 3 will be better.
yeah, like if they could return to form, and I kind of like the character and all that, and the trailer looked pretty good. I think that one's going to be decent.
I think Blue Beetle's gonna bomb.
It's going to be so bad.
I think it's
Oh
gonna
my
bomb
god,
terribly. I don't think it's gonna be doing
it's
well.
so bad. I didn't even bother like acknowledging it as soon as I saw the Equalizer. Like that was way more interesting.
And then the rest of these just go into late November and October, which that's so Dune Part 2 is man, November. That's a long way away. That's a
The
long
Marvels,
time.
Jesus, it's gonna be so bad. I can't wait for how bad that thing bombs.
So yeah, see, this was supposed to come out in the summer, and they pushed it to a November release. Do you know how bad that means this movie was? Because blockbuster movies, like your summertime movies, is where you make all of your money because kids are out of school. That's when they're going to the movies, right? Like that's the thing. It's the summer blockbuster movies, and they pushed this to freaking November.
No, November's a big time too. Isn't that going right up against Dune?
November 3rd. So
Yeah.
it's after.
Yeah, because that I think that leads into the Christmas break as well. So you get a big bump there.
That's gonna kill them though.
Yeah, so with the Marvels, I wonder if they're purposely putting it up against Dune so they have an excuse why it does bad.
Probably.
They're trying to find an out. Like, oh, if we put it here, Dune is going to crush. Nobody's going to see this, and now we have a reason why. Like, oh, it was up against this movie.
This actually looks pretty interesting to me. Ridley Scott is doing a Napoleon movie, and he's got Joaquin Phoenix as Napoleon. So that is going to be kind of interesting.
Ridley Scott, he's like hit and miss. When he's good, it is exceptional. It is like but when he's bad, it's so brutal to watch.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree.
If we get some like Gladiator Ridley Scott, this thing could be like Oscar type. Oh, Oscars mean nothing now.
Soul Assassin makes a good point. Says I feel like Meg should have been what Jurassic World did with the giant ocean dinosaur. And I agree. Yeah, that's a very good point. That's basically like what I feel like they stole the idea from essentially. And then Bobby,
Red Letter Media.
Yeah, not Red Letter Media. And then Bobby says, I don't like Brie Larson and the Nissan commercial, so I don't think I'm gonna go like her in Fast and Furious. I am not seeing any
She is gonna tank that movie, I think.
They'll still make money, man. Those movies never.
I know that. Okay. Do you think it's gonna hit $1 billion this time, though?
I don't know, man. I mean, people love those freaking movies, so I can't argue. It's possible. There's no way it's not going to hit $1 billion just because she's in. There's so many cringe actors that have been in these movies at this point, and they're still making good movies. I mean, or still making money. I don't know, but I like I said, I think the last Fast and Furious movie that I saw in theaters was Part 2. What's up?
Oh yeah, I don't think.
What's up, Copa? Thank you for stopping by, man. Appreciate it as always, my friend. Yeah. Have you seen any in theaters? Because like I said,
I don't think I've ever. Yeah, except for the first. I definitely saw the first. Oh, and the second. Yeah, because I was so hyped after the first.
Yeah, the first one was amazing. The second one did really I was so hyped for the second one. And then when they started doing like a third, I was like, I don't care anymore.
I wonder if I saw the third in theaters. That might have been where I was like, oh my God, screw this.
Yeah, after the second one, I was like, I'm kind of done. Like,
I don't remember where I saw the third, but I feel like because that's right when I would have been like, I think high school going into university. I think first one would have come out in high school.
Yeah, because it came out in like, wasn't it the early 2000s? The first Fast and the Furious, maybe like 2002.
Yeah. So yeah, high school, and it's like so you'd go with all your friends, and
2001 was the first one.
I remember going to like the movies like every weekend.
Yeah,
we'd go see a new movie because that was like there was nothing else to do. So you go and watch something that came out.
Yeah, because you had Fast and the Furious 2001, Too Fast, Too Furious 2003. Then you had
Yeah, those are high school.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift 2006, which I didn't care about. Once I saw that, I was like, I'm done.
It was so awful.
Then you have Fast and the Furious 4 in 2009. Then Fast 5, and then I'm not even going to continue after that. But
I think Fast 5 is when I would have started watching them on like DVD again. Like, oh, okay, let's see. They're still going. What's this? Like, oh, okay, this is like popcorn flick, you know? It's not that serious movie. You just like you turn it on when you're like having drinks with buddies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Soul Assassin says Fast and Furious won't end. It's all Vin Diesel has left. Need to make another. I agree, man. I actually liked the Riddick film.
Dude, that third one was good.
I only saw, I think, 1 and 2. I never got to see the third one, but I enjoyed them.
The third was good. Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Like, they weren't the greatest sci-fi, but they were something different, you know?
Because the third brought it back closer to the style of the first.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because second tried to go galactic, and instead they brought it back down to like planetary stuff, very, a very small, condensed storyline, and it worked well.
Yeah, I thought it was cool how it started in Pitch Black and then spun off to its own thing. Like, I love Pitch Black. It was such a good movie.
That was awesome.
Mm-hmm. 2000, man, that came out. And then 2004.
That's what made
two.
him.
Yeah.
That's what made that movie, and then Fast and the Furious. Those two back to back, it made his entire career.
Yep, because that's when he started breaking out. Because I remember him in Saving Private Ryan as the small role as Caparzo.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, he played the, like, I don't know if you've seen Saving Private Ryan, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Remember when the one soldier is like, oh, I got to get the little girl, and then he gets sniped, and then he's like, that's why we don't take children. And yeah, so he plays a small role in that as Caparzo. He's like the first little member of their little group to die, and then I think Saving Private Ryan, get me wrong, should have been 98. Yep, 98. So yeah, so in 1998, and then 2000 was when he did Pitch Black.
Did he have a bomb in between? I feel like there might have been one, but because of those two big hits, it like launched and saved his career.
Well, I don't know if like what his very first like single role was by himself.
Let's see.
It had to be.
Oh, he was in Triple X. Oh my God, do you remember that?
Oh God, yeah, that was 2002. So that was after Pitch Black. So I think Pitch Black was the first one like that really started his career. He was in Triple X, A Man Apart. He was a producer in that, it says. Yeah, I forgot about Triple X. That was a terrible movie. Absolutely terrible.
Because I think the Chronicles of Riddick, that second one, almost killed his entire career.
Yeah, I think so.
Because he was pushing so hard for it, and then it was such a gigantic failure. Like, it lost so much money. It absolutely almost like destroyed his entire career, but he was able to just keep going because of Pitch Black and Fast and the Furious. I think there's a whole story behind it. I know that much. Like, there's a lot that happened.
What's up, Kaylee Chow? Hope you're doing well. All right, so here's his filmography real quick. So Multifacial Awakenings, Strays, never heard of any of that, right? So it says that he was writer, producer, he played a small role. So yeah, he did a small role.
He was the Iron Giant?
Mm-hmm, he was the voice.
Yeah.
So
it's been a long time since I watched that.
Yeah, I forgot about Iron Giant and Boiler Room. He did really good in Boiler Room, but that wasn't his he wasn't like the main star. If you've never seen Boiler Room, I recommend it. Especially if you're talking about stocks. Yeah, you'd be like stock market stuff. And con artistry. You would like that. But so Saving Private Ryan, Iron Giant, Boiler Room, Pitch Black, and then after these two led to Fast and Furious, and that's where he blew up. And then Knock Around Guys, which that wasn't a small role. It was like a mid-sized role. I don't remember that movie that much. But then this is where it started to go downhill. Triple X was and then it starts to get really, really bad. The Pacifier. Like this is when you know that your career is, heading downhill. But never saw that one. Babylon AD.
I think it was awful. I don't remember much of it though.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but yeah, I don't know. But well, guys, I'm gonna call it because I have gone for a long time. I did not expect to go this long, but it's been a really good conversation. We talked about a lot of good stuff, a lot of upcoming movies, a lot of current day stuff. And yeah, just how bad Disney's doing. That's always fun to laugh at just because they're stupid and they bring it on themselves. If you haven't subscribed to Yeti's channel, I highly recommend it just because, I like what Yeti does and his roasts. Are you working on any roasts upcoming?
Right now, so I'm gonna have a follow-up on the Yeti files. So I don't know if you saw that, but it's just like a parody of unsolved mysteries. Like the last one is Keanu Reeves like really immortal?
Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to check it out.
It's actually one of the best videos I've put out in a while. Like it did the best performing. Nobody watched like the roast of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, probably because it was a better movie.
Yeah, well, nobody did Peter Pan. Anyways, the parody thing seemed to do way better, and I'm gonna do one about the Little Mermaid, and
that'll be funny.
Yeah, I won't say anything more because I think you'll enjoy the surprise.
Yeah, keep it under wraps until now. So if you haven't subscribed to Yeti, go check it out. Like I said, his roasts are very funny, and me and Yeti have been talking to, like I said, especially for my members, I want to start doing watch parties and kind of like live roasts of some older things, very similar to movies like Mac and Me or some other older bad movies. Just
that's my jam.
Yeah, like Mystery Science Theater kind of stuff where you just sit back and laugh at these movies and joke about them. Just having a good time. So we're still figuring out the technicalities of doing that because, like I said, I've never done it, but I am going to be doing those very soon. So keep that under your hat. And like I said, we'll be doing that and look for that stuff upcoming. But thank you all for hanging out with us. I appreciate you all, especially the members of the channel, subscribers, for you guys watching my videos, just being here, hitting the like button, all that stuff. Guys, I greatly appreciate it, and it means the world to all of us. So thank you for supporting us and hanging out, my friends. And like I said, we'll catch you on Sunday for you members if you're around for the live stream there. If not, we'll catch you back here next week on Thursday. So everyone, have a good night. Yeti, again, my friend, thank you for being here as always.
No problem. It's a pleasure.
Yep. And we will catch you all later.
Bye, everyone.